day in a...
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
This month in Grossenberg's calendar, it's their Kids Coloring Contest. If your kid is 6 to 12 years old, they can color the page on the calendar and bring it into your local Grossenberg location, where their staff will judge, and your kid could win a $100 gift certificate for John Deere merchandise. See any of their 9 Grossenberg locations and get your kid what they want most: $100 in John Deere merchandise with their coloring contest only at Grossenberg Implement.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Xander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Xander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Titan Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care, and a generous tool allowance. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer, at 701-356-0130.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Everroot motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Keenels wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket, out to 3, Jay Hayes, good! And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
You asked for it. Nonstop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book nonstop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Being local means more than being just another small-town business. It means showing up for our member owners when they need us, supporting the organizations that empower the next generation of community leaders and agriculturalists, and providing resources to help ensure the communities we live in are here for generations to come. At AgTegra Cooperative, local isn't just about where our locations are. It's about serving our farmers, our employees, and our communities in ways that nobody else will.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Shuffle Buying Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Shuffle Buying Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Potter County Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan and is focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
This month in Grossenberg's calendar, it's their Kids Coloring Contest. If your kid is 6 to 12 years old, they can color the page on the calendar and bring it into your local Grossenberg location, where their staff will judge, and your kid could win a $100 gift certificate for John Deere merchandise. See any of their 9 Grossenberg locations and get your kid what they want most, $100 in John Deere merchandise, with their coloring contest only at Grossenberg Implement.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
For Broadcasting and DRG Media Group, Maher Law Office, Midco, Hollinger Law Firm, Pierre Chamber of Commerce, Pierre Dental Clinic, Pitts Design and Build, Red Rosa, South Dakota National Guard, Stolken Peterson Lingle Walti and Jones LLP, and Wegner Auto. And now, DRG Media Group proudly presents live Pierre Governor football.
And on a picture-perfect day here in Pierre, South Dakota, brings us to Hollister Field at Phil Trotner Stadium as we are getting set for arguably the most crucial matchup of the season thus far. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Coward alongside my partner in crime, John Wayne Calder. We'll get to him in a moment. Hello, everybody. Welcoming you into Week 6 here as the Pierre Governors take on the O'Gorman Knights in arguably the most important season thus far in the game. Gorman comes in at 1-4, but that record is not as closely tied to how good this team is. We'll get to that here in a moment. Pierre sitting at 2-3, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. And I'll welcome in my partner now, John Wayne Calda. John Wayne, we were talking before the game, and, we'll get into kind of the history of these two programs. But, last week was all about homecoming, the pomp and circumstance, the frills, the excitement. This week now is all about the results. Could not be a more important game here for the Pierre Governors and for our O'Gorman Knights visiting today.
Yeah, when you look at both programs, they're kind of both sitting in about the same situation right now. And, we brought up quite a bit this year as far as identity, and again, I think that's the Pierre team right now. We're still trying to find that identity in terms of what we're going to be doing on offense. And, looking at O'Gorman's schedule and kind of what they have going on, I think that's ultimately what they're looking for as well. So for both teams, it's obviously a very competitive game, going to be a competitive game because obviously OG's got to get back in that win column, and we're going to see the same thing out of the Governors tonight.
So we told you O'Gorman sits at 1-4 on the season, but they have faced a wealth of opponents. They opened up the season with Harrisburg, kept it close, only losing that game 14-0. Following week going down to Sioux Falls, Lincoln 36-19. Then the week after that, they fell to Brandon Valley, getting shut out 27-0. They got their first win on the season against Rapid City Central 2 weeks ago, 46-7, and then faced a tough Sioux Falls Jefferson team, losing 34-14. Before we get to the Pierre side, John Wayne, this opponent's record for O'Gorman sit at 19-6, and Rapid City Central is 0-5. So when you really look at the meat and potatoes of their schedule thus far this year, they've played pretty much state championship caliber opponents each week, probably giving them good confidence coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, I think they kind of seen who they were playing, and obviously just knowing the popping goes, to them it's that never satisfied attitude to where, again, they don't care who they're playing. If it's number one, number two, they want to win. But again, kind of looking at who they have been playing, and again, I think there's some things that are working for them, right, that they can bring into tonight and eventually get them back into again. So.
And now hopping over to the home side of things, Pierre sitting at 2-3, as we mentioned. Their opponent record not as crispy clean as the O'Gorman Knights opponents have been. They started with 2 wins, beating Aberdeen Central in a close one, 20-14, then beat up on Huron 48-6. But this team has lost 3 straight games. They lost to a good Watertown team 28-14. Lost to a good Brookings team, getting shut out 13-0. And then last week against Yankton on homecoming, the no-huddle offense, the up-tempo speed from Yankton really caught Pierre off guard with talking some of their players down on field, losing that one 35-7. So they've got to break a 3-game losing streak, something very unfamiliar here for this program. How do they do that tonight, John Wayne?
Yeah, this probably isn't the team that you want to be seeing after that 3-game losing streak, but it is what it is when it comes down to how the schedule is set. But, to them, I think, I still feel that they've got to establish that offense and they've got to figure out where they're going to be. But tonight might not be that night. Tonight might be that night where we got to take some shots down to the end zone, or at least take some deep threats and see if we can't get some points on the board just by catching them off guard. And, if we can get that done 2 or 3 times, I think we're definitely in ball game tonight.
And Steve Steele caught us a little bit off guard last week. Elijah Bucci getting the start at quarterback, and then Caleb Lounsbury came in recovery for him a couple drives later on. Elijah Bucci looked good running the ball, had a little bit of trouble handling the snap. Coaches let us know that Caleb Lounsbury will be getting the start. In your mind, John Wayne, what do you expect to see? Do you expect to see them air it out? Because I will remind our listeners at home, we've got a pretty stark wind coming across Hollister Field right now. The flags are taunt and the leaves are blowing around. So do you expect us to keep it on the ground and pound, or do you think Caleb's going to air it out a little bit here tonight?
Yeah, I kind of fear playing a AAA school that the line size is going to be a little bit too much for us tonight, and nothing that we can't handle, but I don't think we're going to maybe get the yards that we did in the past with, against
Yankton last week.
Yeah, Yankton in Huron and some of those teams. And again, I don't know if the deep threat's going to be there with their quick safeties and the quick corners. And so to me, I think what it's always been a big threat of ours is basically catching guys come across the middle of those 5 or 10 yard slants, and allowing as long as Lounsbury has some time, right, to actually sit back, read that defense a little bit, and start catching those little 5 or 10 outs.
O'Gorman fans are filing in, and the Pierre fans have been here for a while. The Knights have left the field. They're headed back to the locker room. The Pierre Govs are huddled up in the end zone. We're a little bit over 20 minutes away from kickoff here. We've got so much more to bring you in our Bank West pregame show. And, folks, if you're enjoying this streaming, you can download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and enjoyable. And, folks, I know there's plenty more fans making their way. Our tailgate spots are a little bit more open than last week, so you've still got time to secure one of those across on the other side of Hollister Field. And while you're making your way out here, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being part of the team and reminds you to buckle up every trip, every time. We'll be back in about 2 minutes after this short break. You're listening to the Bank West pregame show as we're getting set for Pierre Governor football on River 92.7.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Are you looking to make a change? A career, not just a job. Beck Motor Company is seeking a dedicated and skilled general service technician to join our dynamic team. If you're passionate about automotive service and looking for a rewarding career, we want to hear from you. 2 to 4 years required minimum related experience and or training. Flag rate or hourly options available, 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Contact Dave Lemieux at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as a basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 an hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 3. That's 833-605-5483, extension 3, and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Moments away from kickoff, a little over 20 minutes here. Welcoming you back up into our broadcast booth. Justin Coward alongside John Wayne Calda as we're getting set for kick. And we've got some keys to success coming up. But before we do that, I wanted to dive into the history of these two teams. Looking at the series history, this team has not played much. The series is tied 1-1 back in 2013. Pierre won that one 16-14. O'Gorman got the best of them. The following year, almost just 364 days later, winning 26-23. But the history, John Wayne, does not come in the series history. It comes more from the coaching side of things. Jason Papiga and his coaching staff very familiar with Pierre.
Yeah, absolutely. When you take a look at two of their assistants, Shannon Popka, and then we've got Vinny Olson that's also on staff right now. We're actually the guys that were here back in 2012, obviously before that. But when you take a look at kind of where, again, I would say this program really started to make its jump. And, I believe it was 13 when we won that first state championship. And, these were the guys that were part of this. And so it's kind of nice to see them back here. I'm sure they're pretty excited to be back here as well and kind of get a feel for their, their roots. And I wouldn't say where they started, but obviously, in the state of South Dakota where they started their coaching career.
those guys kind of laid the foundation. And you've got a coach's mind, John Wayne. What would it mean for those guys to get a win here back in their old stomping grounds up here in the capital?
Yeah, I got to mention, I mean, they're pretty far removed. I mean, it's been probably, obviously 7 or 8 years since they've been here. But, obviously they want to come in. They want to put on a good show and, kind of show what they've done and showcase their talent and what they've done with the team in Gorman. So to them, I think it's not so much about, putting on getting a victory in front of the Pierre crowd. I think that's just getting a victory for their team and going on and, again, worrying about the rest of the AAA program or AAA schedule.
So we got to catch up with both coaches before the game, Jason Papiga and head coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors. We're going to start, as we always do, with our visiting coach, Jason Papiga. He was nice enough to give us a few minutes. I asked him about his team and what he expects today, and here's that interview. Here with the O'Gorman head coach, Jason Papiga. Coach, you made the trip out. Looking at your roster and looking at your record, you guys are a much better team than your record reflects. You played nothing but great teams, got another great opponent here tonight. What's been your message this week to your guys?
Yeah, we're obviously trying to get better, and we got a really inexperienced team, and we don't have very many guys returning. We only had 4 guys returning from last year, and 2 of those guys are hurt, not playing, and we got a couple other guys, seniors, that are hurt. So we got, a lot of inexperience, and ultimately you got to get experience on the field and you got to play. And, we're now halfway through the season and we're going to hopefully try to get better. And this will be a good test for us because obviously Pierre's got a great program and, the winning tradition and they're going to come out here obviously to try to beat us.
You said this was a measuring stick for your game. What are you going to be looking for in your guys in this performance? Win or lose, what do you guys want to take away from this?
Yeah, execution has been, a big issue for us. One guy making a mistake, and football is the ultimate team game. You get one guy that messes up and the rest of the team pays for it because oftentimes that's the one key. And it's not like baseball where one guy can mess up in left field. Well, the ball doesn't go to him. It doesn't really matter. And you get lots of sports where, one guy can hang out, maybe not do it right. One guy can take over the game. And that really doesn't happen at high levels of football. And, so we're going to look to see if we can get 11 guys executing on the same page. And if that happens, hopefully we get some good results.
Turn the page on the first half of the season. We're now on the back end of the season. What's kind of your message to your guys as you guys close out and each game becomes more and more important?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking obviously to, make each game count and try to win games and go into the playoffs with a winning streak because we obviously know that right now we're out of the top 4 and more than likely unless something happens up there, we're going to be facing one of them, the teams that have already beat us in the first round of the playoffs. So if we want a playoff run, we're going to have to show enough improvement that we can go back against those teams and play good football.
You've talked about guys having to step up. You want your guys to play intense. What's going to be the final message before you guys take the field tonight?
Yeah, we always talk about opportunities and, each game is a new page and, can we learn from mistakes and not dwell on them? Can we learn from the things we learned on last week, but yet not immobilize us that we're at fear of failure? And right now, I think our guys are in that between those two where we don't want to screw up. We want to get better, but we're not really playing fast. And if we can play fast tonight, hopefully we'll get some good results.
Best of luck, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was head coach Jason Papiga, the O'Gorman Knights. And, he mentioned it there, but John Wayne, this team, again, not a lot of seniors as we'll get to in our starting lineups here momentarily. Only 13 on the roster. 4 of those guys are returning starters, so very, very much fewer of those guys being starters, and 2 of them hurt tonight. So there's got to be something said, not only about not having the senior presence there, you miss that in leadership, but as a team, playing juniors, playing sophomores, getting those guys playing time now really kind of helps you in the later part of the season and looking forward to next season as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say that probably looking at both stats right now in terms of Pierre and O'Gorman. I mean, they're not looking at in terms of just building a program. They're still looking, the light at the end of the tunnel, winning a championship. And so they're going to do what they can with what they've got. But again, being able to play those guys, right? And when you start looking at teams like Brookings and some of these other schools that are playing some relatively young, I mean, there is that light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe not just this year, but next year, obviously.
And before we get to head coach Steve Steele, we're going to hear a word from our friends at Central Dakota Eye Care, who sponsor our Keys to Success.
Did you know 16 million Americans suffer from dry eye? Hi, this is Dr. Nick Marso of Central Dakota Eye Care. Along with providing comprehensive eye exams evaluating vision and health of your eyes, we now offer IPL dry eye treatments. OptiLight IPL is a new innovative light therapy treatment for dry eye and is FDA approved. Also available at our clinic are dry eye products and supplements. Call us today, 224-6128 for more information and to schedule an appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
So we got to hear from Jason Papiga. Now we're going to get to hear from head coach Steve Steele. A little bit more short, a little bit more to the point and concise as Steve Steele is. Here's what he had to say before tonight's game. Here with Govs head coach Steve Steele. Right before the game, coach, we're down on the field. You've had some injuries. What's going to be your message to your team about continuing to battle this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's new faces and new places. No dissimilar than the start of the year. So opportunities for new guys to get in there and step up and then show that they belong to be there.
Saw Elijah Bucci starting at quarterback. Saw Lounsbury come in a little bit later on. You going to run with the same kind of look, or are you going to switch things up again this week?
Yeah, we'll start with Lounsbury today, and then Bucci will be able to go in there if we need it, and if we see an opportunity to do so.
Couple tough opponents, 3 losses in a row. Another tough one, Gorman coming in. How do you guys keep up the energy, keep up the excitement for this game?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about improvement in the regular season. So, we just got to find a way to get a week better. Hopefully it's with a win, but we got 3 more weeks after this to get ready.
Best of luck, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks.
So that was head coach Steve Steele. John Wayne, anything you got out of that other than this guy's ready to take the field and play tonight?
No, it seems like he's got some excitement in it going on, and I imagine that's going to wear off on the team a little bit. So it should be a fun game tonight.
Can't wait to get it to you. We've got it about 15 minutes out from now. We're going to take a short 3-minute break. We'll be right back after this. We'll bring you starting lineups. We'll meet our game officials, and we'll kick this thing off. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building, the garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
This is Coach Scott Nye from your Pierre Governors and the team at Ranky Gray Wealth Management, where we focus on coaching something just as important, your finances. Everyone needs guidance through life's key financial decisions and challenges, not to mention the opportunity to feel confident that their retirement strategy will help them pursue the lifestyle they've dreamed about. As you're looking for the right team to assist you, we're right up the street and ready to provide you the help that can make all the difference. Contact our Pierre office today by visiting rankygray.com.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
What a scene out here at Hollister Field as the bombs have gone off and the Govs have taken the field, and they're in their blackout jerseys here tonight with the breast cancer awareness pink shirts on underneath. As we're a little bit under 10 minutes away here from kicking this thing off here tonight, we're going to bring you our starting lineups, and as always, we start with our visiting team, the O'Gorman Knights. Will go offense and defense. Up front on that offensive line tonight, Chase Halfman, Dan Vasquez, Mason Harris, John Lent, and Rip Simmonsma, still working on that one. Going to be up front for the offensive line tonight. In the backfield, it's going to be Sullivan Schlimgen and Gavin Hamrick. And outside wide, Nolan Vandell, Dawson Bauer, Matt Steffen, and Talon Black going to be taking the snaps tonight. behind the center. On the defensive side, a couple guys playing both ways for the Knights. Nolan Vandell, John Lent, and Rip Simmonsma up front. Inside linebackers and middle linebacker tonight going to be Sullivan Schlimgen, Sam Kleberg, Alex Carlson and company. Jack Stukel also going to be outside playing a little bit of nickel, an outside linebacker tonight. And the back trying to keep things in front of them tonight for the Knights, Dawson Bauer, Logan Mebius, Hunter Cox, and Gavin Hamrick. Before we bring you tonight's starting lineups for the Pierre Governors, we're going to hear a word from our friends who sponsor our starting lineups at Envirotech.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
And our starting lineups tonight for the Govs. On the offensive side, Caleb Lounsbury getting the start at quarterback tonight. As we mentioned, Elijah Bucci got the start last week. Caleb Lounsbury has taken that spot back over. Out wide for him tonight, George Stalley. Carter Scheffelbein. Tight end is Aiden Beam. Fullback tonight, Trevor Rounds. Carter Merrill going to be carrying the ball. Up front for the Govs, Ty Michael, Baxter Shrimp, Jacob Mikkinen, and Zayden Rounds. Max Bogenhagen going to be playing up front as well. On the defensive side of things, up front, Elijah Bucci, Johnny Sharon, and Jacob Mikkinen. At the linebacker positions, going to be running a 3-4 defense tonight for the Govs. Lincoln Schoenhard, Porter Hunsley, Coulter Babcock, and Max Hundley going to be trying to tackle the running back. Kellen Hansen, Sutton Sonnenschein, Carson Stoser, and Tyson Polston going to be playing in the secondary for the Govs. And these guys are getting ready. Coaches are getting ready. We're getting excited. And, you know, Brian Oakland is dying to be back in this press box, and he wants to so bad he had to even bring up a game back from 1988, it seems, when these two teams actually met, going back before even the stats were kept, I would have to believe. It was in the 11AA state championship. Gorman won that night 44-6. Both teams went into that game 11-0, but early turnovers did the Govs in, and they hope to redirect that tonight. I don't think any of these guys are thinking about that game back from 1988, John Wayne.
No, not at all. I mean, that was such a crazy night, and I was actually kind of reading through that. And I mean, there was some goods, there's some bads. I can remember that night actually because my hometown played in the state championship after them, and I met the governor that night. A bunch of stuff going on, and actually one of the refs was actually passed away on the field that night. It was an absolute just mind-blowing night when you kind of look at that. And again, that's something that's always going to stick to my mind.
Well, even if it was 1988, both these teams trying to make the state championship in 2024. Our starting lineups are being announced down on the field, and we're going to bring you tonight's game officials. Before we do that, we're going to hear a word from our friends at the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection.
Every day, you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax return, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank or credit card account numbers, social security numbers, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think someone has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
And tonight's officials will be headed by our white hat Joe Jacobson and brother Scott Jacobson, Jason McGow, and Michael Oster and John Weber going to be doing our officiating here tonight. The Govs are rallying here at midfield in those beautiful blackout jerseys with the white numbering and the green helmets. O'Gorman on the road in their road whites, blue pants with the blue numerals and the yellow lettering across the chest. And the Govs are headed back to their sideline. We're getting set for our national anthem, and we're going to step away for that. We'll be right back with our Comtech kickoff after this 3-minute break. We've got kickoff right around the corner here on River 92.7 for some Govs football.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg. Are you looking to make a change? A career, not just a job. Beck Motor Company is seeking a dedicated and skilled general service technician to join our dynamic team. If you're passionate about automotive service and looking for a rewarding career, we want to hear from you. 2 to 4 years required minimum related experience and or training. Flag rate or hourly options available, 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Contact Dave Lemieux at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Just heard our national anthem, beautiful rendition here. Hats going back on top of heads, helmets going back on top of heads. A couple players kneeling down to say final prayers here before kickoff. Our captains are set to take the field. Our captains tonight are going to be Jacob Mickenden, Ty Michael, George Stalley, and tonight's, I believe, the new captain that was named here this afternoon, Elijah Bucci, going to be making their way out to midfield for the coin toss. And we'll wait to see who the Gorman Knights plan to send out. Looks like they're going to be sending a couple guys. Looks like Jack Stuckel, one of the captains over there, alongside Alex Carlson, and also alongside Dawson Bowers. So we'll let you know how the coin toss goes. Looks like Sullivan Schlimgen also going to be making his way out to midfield for the coin toss here. We'll let you know who wins, who gets the ball first. Before we do that, John Wayne, final thoughts here before we get back to kick.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you go through and take a look at, both teams, great coaching staffs. You start looking at, obviously, a couple of their key players for both teams that we're looking at tonight, and so, again, when you look at just the identity, you kind of look at where we're at in records right now and what they both got to, face in the second half of the season. I think we're going to be in for one heck of a ball game, and it's going to be advantageous for both of these guys to come out and score early and hopefully score often.
Yeah, and so, like I said earlier on in our pregame show, last week, homecoming was a lot about the excitement, the homecoming king and queen, great cars rolling around down on the track, a lot of high anticipation for that one, and the scenes were great. But this one has a lot more serious feel to it, a lot more urgency to try to get a win. Is that something that you think will feed into this game? Could we see some maybe extracurriculars going on, maybe some more penalties? Hopefully we don't get the kind of penalty fest we got last week versus Yankton, but what do you expect to see kind of intensity-wise from these two teams?
I actually expect to probably see hardly any flags whatsoever tonight. I think you got good coaching staffs that coach their kids the right way. To me, I think just the X's and O's, when you start looking at both Coach Popka and you look at Coach Steele, and even on the defensive side of the ball, these are 3 or 4 guys right now that really understand the true X's and O's of the games and are really willing to make or can make those on-game adjustments whenever they need to. So to me, I'm looking for adjustments to happen earlier tonight than what they have in the past. And again, we may see some different formations out of OG tonight. Again, maybe running some wildcat, much like we did last week, and just trying to utilize some of their, their specialty players.
Justin Coward alongside John Wayne Colt. I got my spotter extraordinaire here, Bob O'Mara, Jordan Lutmer doing all the great camera work for us tonight via live ticket on drgnews.com. William Wilson back in the station, keeping us on air, doing all the hard work. We're awaiting the coin toss here. It's a perfect night for football as the Shadows have completely covered Hollister Field now. We're just looking at a sun-draped Capitol building that overlooks Hollister Field and Phil Trotner Stadium. Perfect night for football. A little bit windy. I saw some guys attempting some kicks earlier that were getting pushed around on the field a little bit, so we'll see what the kicking game looks like and what the passing game really looks like. So we've got the official statement here as Pierre has won the toss, elected to defer. They want to kick from our right to our left on your radio dial, so the Gorman Knights will get the ball to start. The Govs will go on defense. And defensively, John Wayne, I know we can't go right into the mind of a Steve Steele, but what do you think some of the adjustments they made during practice this week compared to what Yankton threw at them a week ago were?
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine we're going to probably go back to a regular base defense, which is kind of a 3-5, 5-3 kind of a look, when we need to. They run a little bit different defense against Yankton last week, which was pretty successful for them in the Dome last year. So, again, I'm going to see them probably going back to that basic formation. To them, I think the key is going to be basically containing any form of outside contain. They've got some D1 athletes on the OG side right now that got some speed if they get into the outside. And, if they have any form of an opening out there, any seam, they're going to break something big.
And speaking of those D1 guys, Coach Popica told us Sullivan Schlimgen, one of those guys getting looked at, has got some interest in SDSU, and something you can expect from some of these high A teams that'll be playing out here tonight. Carter Templeton going to be kicking things away from the Govs. As we told you, they're going to be kicking from right to left on your radio dial. Both teams have taken the field. The music is blasting across a packed-out Phil Trotner Stadium. The fans have made their way out. I don't think there's anybody left outside Phil Trotner Stadium here tonight for this highly anticipated matchup between two teams, both looking to get back on the right track. Our officials are waiting. Jason McGow has the ball, waiting for the whistle from Joe Jacobson to get things started underway. And the intensity, the anxiety is palpable here, as incredibly crucial game. As we talked to Jason Popica before the game. He says we're looking up at some teams, got to start stringing some wins together. We can't control what happens in front of us, but we can control what happens within us. And we'll see what they try to do on offense. Talking to him, too, in this production meeting that we had during the week. So we're going to try to spread things out. We will try to run the ball effectively, but we will be throwing the ball. See how true that remains with these winds at about 24 miles an hour. 72 degrees here at kickoff. Carter Templeton gets set. Back to return is Logan Mebius alongside Dawson Bauer for the O'Gorman Knights. They stand at their own 6-yard line. Couple hops up and down. Clock is set.
There's really nothing that kills the anticipation and energy more than having to sit out there and wait for about 2 minutes before we can kick the ball.
I was going to say, we're at 7:03. We're, last week we were already at the second quarter at this time. That was a fast game, and worked out well for me. I had to get to Omaha and catch a flight down to Tuscaloosa for the Alabama-Georgia game, and if we get half the excitement in that game that we got in this one, then we are in for a treat. Two great teams taking each other on here tonight, and we are still waiting. This kind of reminds me of when the soccer team had their soccer night under the lights here at Hollister Field. I believe it was Sturgis that came to town. Their bus was late. We had about an hour-and-a-half long pregame show. And luckily, both soccer teams for the Pierre Governors have been having a great season. We were able to fill all that time. They'll be playing in the playoffs next Tuesday, but we've got this one to settle here. Carter Templeton with the right hand up in the air. Ball placed on the 40. Patiently waited to be kicked. Templeton approaches low, end over end kick, going to bounce at the 20, going to be taken by Mebius across the 25, and he's going to be met with force, and a big tackle made there by Carter Merrill. A beautiful play made, and he laid the wood there, setting the tone here for the defense.
Yeah, you've got to enjoy that. I mean, again, Templeton probably didn't get the best kick out of that. I think he placed it where he was told to place it, but again, us basically getting down there, covering up, putting a big hit stick on him, and a great way to set the tone and start the night.
So the O'Gorman Knights will start at their own 26-yard line. Ball placed on the right hash. Talon Black, the quarterback, is not back there. It's actually Sullivan Schlimgen in the Wildcat formation, and now we're going to get either a false start or an offsides. Looks like Johnny Sharon may have jumped a little bit early.
Yeah, talking to Coach Popinger a little bit before the game, kind of led to, basically coming out. He was kind of talking a little bit about coming out in this format or this formation right off the bat and just seeing what they could do with Schlimgen.
Talon Black, a very talented quarterback, a junior, but Sullivan Schlimgen, the senior leader of this team, and arguably their best player, again in Wildcat. He's got a man off to his right and a fullback offset to his left. Snap to Schlimgen. He's going to take it, trying to find space off to the right side across the 35. Lowers the shoulder across the 40. Tackle made by Porter Hunsley. That'll be enough for the first down after they had the penalty to give them 5 free yards. Ball will be placed at the 41-yard line on the right hash. So first play, first down for the Knights offense.
Yeah, that's what we'll be looking at with that outside contain. And again, we just can't be giving him 4 or 5 yards and being able to utilize that speed. He's not really shifty and quick, but he can definitely pull some guys downfield if he needs to.
Schlimgen, a big guy back there, standing about 6 foot, 225 pounds, takes the snap, looking for space to the right side again, lowers his shoulder across the 45 down to close to the 50. It'll be just inside the shadow of the 50-yard line on their side of the field. That'll bring up second down and about a yard to go. Govs dealing with some injuries this week. Cooper Terwilliger hurt his shoulder last week against Yankton. Hudson Schaefer out as well. Tucker Ott actually broke his leg in warm-ups last week. So it's coming from all angles here for the Govs. Of course, the Gorman Knights dealing with their fair share of injuries. Ball still on the right hash. Schlimgen still the back. Heavy set off to the left. Takes the snap, looking to find some space up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up nicely in a beautiful play there from Jacob Mickinen and Josh Sharon to crash that party in the backfield. Loss of about 3. That'll bring up a third and about 4.
Yeah, that's something we're going to need to see a little bit more of tonight. You know, the first 2 plays, OG offense was able to, just again establish that dominance and pushing us back 3-4 yards down the field. And Johnny actually, got a good slip through the little opening there, was able to disrupt Schlimgen and where he was going to be going, and Mickinen came in with a great tackle to seal the deal.
So the crowd getting loud early here. Packed house at Phil Trotner Stadium. All of the city out here to see their Govs try to get this win, break the 3-game losing streak. Big third down and 3 to go here early. Ball is at the 48 of the Knights. Schlimgen in the Wildcat. Heavy set off to the left. Going to try to hand this one off. They're going to give it. And he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a big loss. A great play there. Couple Govs in on the tackle. Max Hundley was there alongside Lincoln Schonert. And that is a stop and a loss of a couple. That'll bring up 4th and 6 in decision time here early for Coach Poppinga.
Yeah, great read by Max Hunsley on that. He seen that guy coming across, almost kind of like a little modified jet sweep, and was able to blitz in and get to the stop there. So a little surprised they're taking this long and seeing what they're going to do. Obviously, if you're going to punt into the wind, though, it may be just a better situation just to possibly go for something here.
Well, no punting unit out on the field. Schlimgen going to line up in the Wildcat offense on 4th and 6. He's going to empty out the backfield. Mebius alongside a couple other Knights heads out to his left, stacking up. They're going to run this one off to the right, trying to find some space across the 50, breaking a tackle across the 40. Nobody in front of him. He's across the 15, 5, and O'Gorman on 4th and 6. Take it in for the touchdown, a 55-yard scamper from Sullivan Schlimgen, and they're on the board first here early with 9:39 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard.
Yeah, Coach Poppinga drew one up there pretty nicely, just basically taking his twins or trips out left and just kind of playing a little numbers game and allowing Schlimgen just basically come on that weak side and, again, breaking a couple tackles and taking it to the house.
So Lawrence Hillman will be on to attempt the extra point. Sullivan Schlimgen, who just ran it 55 yards for the touchdown, will be holding. Hillman gets set. The right-footed kicker awaits the snap. Govs showing pressure. Trying to block this kick. Kick is away, and it is good. So with 9:39 here early in the first quarter, the Gorman Knights are on the board first. They lead 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this short break with the Govs getting the ball back here early on River 92.7.
Advertise.
What if we said...
Back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Back to return for the Govs. Standing at their own 5-yard line, George Stalley. And also back there is Carson Stoser. Govs looking for a good return here, trying to set themselves up with good field position for Caleb Lounsbury and this offense. Yeah, right. John Wayne, I'm sorry I had his mic muted. He was just saying a little bit slower play tonight, and you couldn't be more correct. That Yankton offense was flying as this kick from Hillman is high end over end. Going to be fielded at about the 20-yard line. That was Trevor Rounds as he's trying to bring it here to the near side, breaking a tackle across the 30. Good block there as he's across the 45 and take it down at the 50-yard line. Great return and a great block from Carson Stoser here on the near side to let Trevor Rounds break that one loose. And just like we had just mentioned there, John Wayne setting themselves up in good field position. Ball is at the 48-yard line of the O'Gorman Knights.
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of power in that backfield when you take a look who can possibly take one of those kicks. And obviously Rounds doing what he's doing. We've seen it all year with him as a running back and just able to break a couple tackles and utilize some of that speed.
So Carter Merrill going to line up behind Caleb Lounsbury, the lone setback receiver out to his left and one to his right. Bobbled snap, going to give it off and up the middle. Merrill finds a little bit of a hole. He's across the 40-yard line, taken down to the 35 of O'Gorman. So a great start here for the Govs. That's enough for the first down and move the chains. And just like that, great sign from this Governor offensive line, opening up a little bit of holes there for Carter Merrill to blast through. 1st and 10, ball lays on the 35 at the left hash. Back under center, heavy set off to the left. Going to hand this one back off to Merrill. Merrill, not much luck on that one this time. Does pick up a couple of yards, but a nice tackle made there from Sullivan Schlimgen as well as Alex Carlson. Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I like that. Just basically falling right behind Ty Michael and Baxter Shrimp in that case. And, they're basically coming out in 3-man front. They're able basically just to step outside and just create just enough gap for him to get at least a couple yards.
And I knew Jacob Mickinen was a big kid. I didn't realize he was that big, kind of towering over the rest of the offensive line. Lounsbury going to go back under center. Way heavy set to the left side. One tight end down. Another offensive line lined up to the left. Under center, Lounsbury going to give this one off to Merrill again. He is met with force, and he's going to be taken down. No gain on the play. In on the tackle was Sam Kleberg for the Knights, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 8. And John Wayne, this is not one you got to pick up all the yardage here. You're perfectly fine with picking up 5, leaving yourself a 4th and manageable.
Yeah, I think maybe you go to a pass here, try to run some of those crossing routes, maybe just gain 3 or 4 and see if you can't maybe pick up something bigger off a slip tackle.
Lounsbury alone in the backfield, and they almost got O'Gorman offside. Coaching staff on the near side for the Govs wanted that one. Lounsbury surveying the defense. Takes the snap, pressure right in his face, try to escape it, fumbles the football down at the 45, and it's still loose, and it's going to be recovered, it looks like, by the Knights, waiting for the signal. It is O'Gorman with the ball. Jack Stuckel came up with the fumble. An all-out blitz coming from O'Gorman, gets home. Caleb Lounsbury had no option there. He had a rusher right in his face. And the turnover will give the Knights the ball back at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, timely blitz by Coach Poppinga there just to put a little pressure on him and just not enough time. And we talked about that earlier in the game. I think Lounsbury, if he can get time back there, we'll be able to make those throws and obviously gain some yards out of that. But Lions just got to do a little bit better job in picking those guys up coming through.
So now we'll get our first look at Talon Black, who's back there in the shotgun. He's got Gavin Hamrick to his left. 2 receivers split out wide to his left, 1 to his right. Taking the snap, Black looking to his left, fires, has his man, Dawson Bauer across the 50, breaking a tackle across the 45, going to be run out of bounds by Carson Stoser at the Govs' 38-yard line. So a quick hitter out to Dawson Bauer picks up the first down for the Knights. Ball on the left hash, and they're getting back up to the line quickly.
Yeah, we're going to see, I think, a little bit more of an up-tempo on this drive here and see if they can't kind of wear them down, maybe like Yankton did here last week.
Sure, Poppinga saw the film, saw how effective the up-tempo offense was. Black takes the snap, gives the handoff off. It's Gavin Hamrick up the middle. He's going to pick up about 6 yards. Finding a little bit of space on that Govs defensive line. Coulter Babcock in on the tackle for the Govs, and quickly back up to the line on 2nd and 4 come the Knights. Hamrick to the right of Black, going to give it off to Hamrick. Not as much space up the middle, going to be wrapped up, falling forward as he picks up a couple extra yards. Coulter Babcock again in on the tackle for the Govs. That'll bring up 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, we're already seeing better play out of our linebackers tonight compared to last week. They're coming up, filling that gap, and getting those tackles at least at the line of scrimmage.
Big play here on 3rd down. Black going to keep it himself, and he's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward. A good play up front by the Govs defensively, but they really didn't have far to go. And Elijah Bucci in on the tackle. A little bit slow to get up, but just adjusting his helmet. And so the Knights quickly back to work here. 1st and 10, ball at the Govs 28. Left hash, Black takes a snap, going to fake and hand and fires it over the middle, and he's got his man Nolan Vandell. That'll be enough for the first down. A quick hitter on the slant route over the top.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about both offenses early, and again, I think these two teams actually kind of mimic each other a little bit more than what people expect, and I think we can see the same kind of offense from the Governors tonight if they get to that a little bit more up-tempo beat.
Black takes the snap, has to get rid of it quickly, finds Schlimgen, and he's in for the touchdown, breaking a couple tackles on the little out route to the left side. And Schlimgen, a big guy, breaking a couple of those tackles, cruises his way in for his second touchdown of the game, this time receiving, and it's 13-0 with 6:42 to play in the first quarter. 12-yard TD reception there for Schlimgen. He's going to go put his knee in the ground, and Lawrence Hillman will attempt the extra point. So a quick start here for the Knights as they look to extend their lead to 14 here. Schlimgen is set. Hillman awaits as he crouches a little bit forward. Snap is low, but handled flag on the play. It's going to be an offsides against the Govs. Kick was good, but we'll await the signal here. And so that is the call from Joe Jacobson. And so they'll move it about a yard further up to the 1-yard line, and we'll attempt the extra point from there. And if you're popping it, do you think about maybe going for 2 now that you got the extra yard?
I'm going to guess he's going to be content with the 1, but I'm guessing it's not probably not out of his mind. I can tell you that.
Lawrence Hillman still on the field. Now he gets set to take the extra point from 1 yard closer. Low snap again. It's corralled by Schlimgen. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 14-0 here in the early go. A lot of time left to play. The turnover from the Govs. They're going to try to get that thing right here on this next offensive drive. And John Wayne, we saw a great return there from the Govs. Great block by Carson Stoser to set that thing loose. They got the ball in Knights territory. Saw Carter Merrill have a nice run to start it, but the Knights do a good job defensively, and then the blitz there forced the turnover. What do the Govs need to do to try to get this thing a little bit back under control?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'd like to go a little bit more up-tempo than what we are right now. That's always kind of been our game, but again, with that, you've got to be able to trust the guys they have out there right now in terms of making the plays when they are. So, again, just got to get some confidence back in Lounsbury and just get them doing what we've seen a couple weeks ago with Huron. And, again, I think this could be a whole different ball game.
Lounsbury hadn't been able to throw the ball yet. And, I agree with you about the up-tempo. That's what the Governors feel comfortable in doing. But at the same time, you hate to send your offense out there, run a 3-and-out, and have to send your defense right back onto the field.
Yeah, and if your run game can get established, obviously we can set the tone and actually keep the clock running a little bit and give them a little bit of breather.
So Lawrence Hillman on to kick this one away for the Gorman Knights. He's jamming that ball down into the tee. Got to have some extra strength tees up here in South Dakota with the abundance of wind. Going to be a windy weekend starting here tonight. Flags are fully taut as Hillman boots this one away, and Carson Stoser chasing up to it at the 21-yard line. He's going to bring it across the 30, trying to find the edge, going to be run out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Lawrence Hillman, the kicker, in on the tackle there of Carson Stoser. So Lounsbury in this offense will come back out onto the field. Try to get themselves on the board here. They trail 14-0 early. But the Govs get set. Lounsbury going to line up alone in the backfield. Ball on the left hash right at the 38. Heavy set off to the left. Gorman coming with 4 down linemen. Shading their linebackers over off to the right. Lounsbury awaits the snap. Sam Kleberg was showing blitz, but now backs off. Lounsbury taking his time, looks down to his wristband to get the right play, takes a snap, quarterback keeper off to the left side, trying to cut back, find a lane, picks up a couple. And so we'll see where the spot is. They're going to mark him right at the 43. So that'll be a gain of almost 5 yards there on first down. And it's all about just compounding positive plays, John Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, great. Lounsbury, again, we haven't really seen him much as a runner. We've seen it a little bit last week, and obviously Coach Steele's seen something out of here where we can get him some yards. And when you start looking at, you got no really safety back there for him in terms of basically throwing 5 guys out wide or tight in this case. But again, basically that's got to be a quick pass, or it's got to be something where he's going to take the ball up the gut or try to find the edge.
Knights are going to load the box and dare them to throw the football. Lounsbury takes a snap, jet sweep coming over far side for the Govs, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down as George Stalley on the carry, but he's going to get a yard, and that'll bring up third and about 4 to go. And Stalley trying to use that speed to get to the outside, but good outside contain from the Knights defense.
Yeah, we're going to see that all night with them, and that's just that difference in AAA versus the AA, team, and just the speed and the size. And they're not extremely big bigger than we are in terms of the line, but you're going to see that outside backer and those safeties. Again, just some a little bit quicker speed than what we've been seeing here in the last couple of weeks.
Lincoln Dilgis into the game. Aiden Beam out. Dilgis lining up at that outside receiver spot off to the left of Lounsbury. Pistol set. High snap taken. Going to give it off to Carter Merrill. Merrill's got the first down across the 50 as he does a twirl and is taken down inside Knights territory to the 48. So Carter Merrill, another positive run, picks up the first down for the Govs as they get inside their opponent's side of the 50.
And a win-win situation. Get the first down. Also, again, taking some time off the clock right now and give our defense a little bit of a rest. And so hopefully we can keep that run game going and maybe throw in a couple passes and just not predictable situations here.
Cubs trying to find a little bit of rhythm here on offense, trailing 2 touchdowns here early on in the first quarter. Lounsbury going to go under center. Carter Merrill, the lone setback behind him. He's got Dilgis and Stolle off to his left. They're going to give this one off to Merrill, patiently finding his way, picking and prodding his way through a couple defenders. That's going to be a gain of 8 yards. And so this Govs offensive line of Jacob Mickenden, Max Bogenhagen, Ty Michaels, Aiden Rounds, and Baxter Shrepp doing a great job up front, creating some holes on this Knights defensive line.
Yeah, give credit to them. Give credit to Coach Nye. Coach Nye, the offensive line coach, just, again, he knows how to get their boys ready to go, and just the schemes, just the in-depth schemes that they're able to figure out in a game time situation is pretty phenomenal.
Lounsbury gets up to the line, sends Stolle in motion from left to right. He's going to get set up in the slot position. Merrill again, the lone setback, play action fake, rolling out to his right. Quick fire, and he's got his man. It's Trevor Rounds with the reception, close to the first down marker. They're going to mark him about a half yard short. But 2 downs should be able to pick up the first down for the Govs, barring a penalty or a fumble snap or anything of that nature. Don't want to speak that into existence. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard, and now we're going to get an official's timeout here on the field. And we'll see what Joe Jacobson has to say. And so O'Gorman's going to hit with a sideline warning. We saw Yankton catch a sideline interference last week, which, again, I was pretty astonished by. And now with their remarking of the football, they're going to say Rounds was down about 3 or 4 yards short of that first down. So not a very generous spot for the Govs.
No, I thought he had at least another yard or 2 on that catch.
When he caught the ball, I said, that's going to be very close to a first down. Thought we might see a measurement. Now they do respot the football back closer to the 40 where it belongs, and that'll bring us back to 3rd and inside a yard to go. So Lounsbury going to line up under center. Carter Merrill, the lone setback again. You can get used to hearing that quite a bit here tonight. Carter Scheffelbein in motion from right to left. They're going to give this one off to Merrill. Got the first down, but just barely as he was hit hard. And a nice tackle made there for the Knights. They're on defense. Substitution in there. It was Jace Muller on the tackle for O'Gorman.
Yeah, give credit to Shrepp again and Mickenden just opening that hole. I mean, that seam was there. It was there quick. But again, if he was there a split second quicker, I think he had a big gain looking ahead of him. But OG doing a good job closing that up.
And it was a short game, but it was enough to pick up the first down. That's all the Govs care about. 1st and 10 inside the 40. Lounsbury under center gets a signal from the sidelines, alerts his offensive line to the audible. O'Gorman following suit with an audible of their own. Lounsbury calling for the snap. Toss out to the right side, looking for Merrill. Got Merrill, and now he's going to break one tackle, get up to the 35-yard line, or just short of it, but that'll bring up 2nd down and about 7.
Yeah, positive yardage. 3 yards. Again, we always talk with Oakland quite a bit, and my old high school coach is just 3 and a third yard basically is all you need every play. Doesn't have to be a big gain every time. Just keep continuous, just 2 to 3 yards, 2 to 3 yards, and eventually, again, you're going to work towards that first down marker.
I'm not a big math guy, but that 3 1/4 yards usually adds up to over 10 when you run it a couple
3 to
times.
3rd. 3 to 3rd.
3 to 3rd. There we go. Once we get into fractions, my mind goes blank. Lounsbury going to line up in the pistol. Merrill behind him, brings a man in motion. Scheffelbein gets the jet sweep toss, and underneath, that's actually going to count for a completion. And he's breaking a couple tackles as Scheffelbein fights his way close to the 30-yard line. Great pickup there. Good patient running from Scheffelbein there as well.
Yeah, waiting for an opening, hitting it. Again, you start looking at yards after contact right now. I mean, we're winning that game in terms of getting hit, but you're still getting a couple more yards and just keep getting a couple more yards. Just keep chipping away.
So that will go as a pass and catch on the little pop pass on the jet sweep there. Good on Caleb Lounsbury, padding the stats a little bit. Carter Scheffelbein gets his first reception of the ball game. He's going to have very soft coverage way out to the right. They're going to give this one off to Merrill. He bobbles the handoff and is going to be stopped at the line. It's going to be a loss of about a half of a yard. And I think with a clean handoff there after the tackle of Hunter Cox, I think Carter Merrill might be able to pick that up.
Yeah, they just read that pretty well. Again, their backers are doing a good job firing through the gaps and being able to read that run pass right now. And so, obviously, again, if you're not passing too much, it gives you an opportunity to read that run. But obviously, for us, that's going to open up possibly that situation of being able to catch, maybe them sleeping a little bit and get something downfield.
All kind of in no man's land here for this offense. 4th and 3 to go. Feels like a massive play here. And we're only in the first quarter. Lounsbury going to line up alone in the backfield, and O'Gorman saw the setup and wants to discuss it. They're going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with them. It's our Coca-Cola bottling timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this short break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 9.
With medical clinics,
to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union.
When you're
Press
thinking
Box.
of a new
Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Left in our first quarter on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard, but this already feels like a huge play in this game.
Yeah, you start looking at the wind. I mean, I'm kind of surprised, again, not surprised by with the way our running game's been for the last couple of games, and we've been able to obviously gain yards with that, kind of sustain some good drives, but you got an opportunity with the, good 20 to 30 mile an hour wind behind you. You go back into the wind, that changes things obviously in your passing game, but right now we're really not showing the need to really have to throw that passing game in.
I was down on the field before the game watching Carter Templeton take some kicks, and he was booting for pretty far, but this was about his limit. He was making about 50% of those, so I don't blame Steve Steele one bit for wanting to get a little bit closer before they attempt the field goal. Lounsbury going to take the 4th down snap alone in the backfield, roll it over to his right, fires and has his man. That's going to be enough for the first down. Trevor Rounds on the receiving end of that play, and a beautiful pickup and another beautiful throw from Caleb Lounsbury.
Yeah, I mean, great job by the offensive line. They did only bring 3 guys. They basically softened up the rest of their coverage, just anticipating that pass. But, again, just basically giving a bunch of time, allowing those routes to develop.
Great pickup there for the Governors. They needed 4. They got 5. So Lounsbury now with a fresh set of downs. Ball on the right hash just inside the 30 at the 29. Pistol set up. One receiver to his left, one receiver to his right. Takes a snap, little toss play off to the left. Carter Merrill with a big hole across the 20-yard line. Makes a man miss, sidestepping down to the 15. And that'll be a huge gain. Fans love that one, as does Steve Steele. That'll be a first down, and inside the red zone go the Govs.
Yeah, Carter Merrill having a good game so far, but again, go back to that offensive line and the holes that they're opening up behind Mickinen and Shrimp right now, just kind of having their way with that left side of that defensive line.
Got to coin this offensive line doing our day in the life. I told him I got the perfect name for you. We're going to call you the Gov Shove, and they're shoving up there here early against the Knights. 1st and 10 from the 15, ball on the left hash. Zayden Rounds down on the ball, snaps to Lounsbury in the pistol, going to give this one off. Merrill again, trying to corral that handoff. He's going to get a yard and now going to be taken down with some extra force there after the play. No flag. Pad on the helmet there from Hunter Cox, who was in on the tackle for the Knights. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And that'll bring us actually to the end of our first quarter. So the Govs knock it on the door. 2nd and 10 coming up. 14-0 after 1 quarter of play. We're going to be back in 60 seconds after this short break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7.
Used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV. Think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Passing to you live here from Phil Trotner Stadium overlooking Hollister Field alongside John Wayne Calda. And John Wayne, we've seen one quarter in play. Thoughts so far as the Govs take the field?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first series didn't go as we wanted. Just a botched play there with the fumble. But I think this is more along the lines of what the Governor fans are looking to see, and not quite the same action we've seen with the last couple of years. But we've talked all year about we're not the team last year, we're not the team from the year before. Again, these guys are finding their identity in that run game and keeping to themselves and sticking with it.
Because of the talent turnover and lack of depth on some of these teams, it's very unfair to compare teams of years past to teams of current year. And that's what we have to stay away from with this Govs team. Totally new look for these guys as they continue to fight. 2nd down and 10, ball smack dab in the middle of the field at the 15-yard line. Lounsbury in shotgun. You got Carter Merrill just off to his right in his hip pocket. Lounsbury takes a snap, going to hand this one off to Merrill. Merrill finding a little bit of a lane off to the right side as he's going to take it down to just inside the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and a short 5 to go. And again, we'll be very interested to see kind of play calling here. You're in field goal range. You feel comfortable with Lawrence Hillman. But really good drive here. My spotter here, Bob O'Mara, let me know they've taken 7 minutes off the clock with this one drive. Exactly what they need to do. Lounsbury in shotgun, calling for the snap. Trying to get the Knights to jump offside, get the free first down that way. They don't bite. Dilgis and Stalley lined up to the right side of Lounsbury. Takes a snap, running that way, looking for the option, but they read it perfectly. Ball is out again, but Lounsbury able to fall on top of it. Going to be a loss of 5. Beautiful outside contained there. Sam Kleberg and Hunter Cox in on the tackle, as well as Nolan Vandell. And that'll bring up 4th and 11.
And I haven't quite picked up why, but it seems like that right side's kind of been our Achilles, as far as their defense just really shutting things down. It seems like our big plays have been to the left side. And so, again, if we don't see maybe a pass out of this with 4th down, maybe expect to see something to that wide side of the field.
So the kicking unit is coming onto the field. First time we've seen, or at least I've seen that here in my game and a quarter with the Govs. Carter Templeton on to attempt to put the Govs on the board. Caleb Lounsbury back there to hold, right knee in the ground. Templeton awaits the kick. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is away. Wind pushing it left, and it's no good on the 33-yard attempt. The wind caught it and just pushed it wide of that left upright. So the Govs get down, put a great drive together, take 7+ off the clock, but come away with no points. And the Knights will start with the ball deep in their own territory at their own 16-yard line. So it was a great kick. It was high, had plenty of leg, but as we mentioned, this wind playing tricks on everybody. And it almost looked like kicking up in Chicago where the ball hits a wall of wind and then just pushes it one direction.
We've been pretty blessed with weather here in the last 4 or 5 weeks. This is the worst, and it's still pretty good.
Perfect football weather here tonight. Play action, fake black, throw it over the top. He's got Schlimgen wide open across the 35. No one's going to catch him. He's going to trot into the end zone. It's Schlimgen's 3rd touchdown of the game. 1 rushing, 2nd receiving, and on one play, a big pop goes 70 yards. And the lead is extended to 20-0 as the Knights pop it on one big play.
Yeah, it just shows the speed there what OG has because, Sutton Sonderstein is probably one of our quickest guys on the field, and he was able to expand that gap pretty quickly on him, and, Sonderstein wasn't able to catch that at all.
So quite the difference in drives. The Govs go down, 7 minutes off the clock, can't come away with any points. The Knights knock it out in one play in about 10 seconds. So Lawrence Hillman will come out to attempt his 3rd extra point of the game. Schlimgen catching his breath down to a knee for the hold. Snap is low again, fielded nicely by Schlimgen. Low end over end kick. Going to get into the underclassmen student section back there. The kick is up, and it is good. And it's a 21-0 lead on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. We're going to hop away for a quick Coca-Cola bottling timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Xander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Xander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
After that big 70-yard play from Talon Black to Sullivan Schlimgen. And John Wayne, we were just talking there in our short break. Felt like a big swing there in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, good sustained drive. I mean, you look at 7.5 minutes taken off. And, I mean, there's some positives there, but obviously no points on the board, and they come down and, one play and basically score. I think that's just kind of not what you expect to see and want to have happen on the, as far as the coaching staff goes on Pierre.
But there's plenty of time left to play, only 10-10. I should say only about a minute and 50 seconds gone in our second quarter. 10-10 remaining here in the second quarter. Lawrence Hillman on to kick this one away for Gorman. They've got 4 guys up right at the line where the ball is and 6 back who trot up. End-over-end kick going back the way of Carter Scheffelbein. He's going to take it. Actually, that is Carson Stoser on the return. He's going to take it out to the 25, be wrapped up by a host of white jerseys, and that's where the Govs offense will start. Again, they trail 21-0, but put together a great drive on the last one, unable to come away with any points. Looking to continue that great run attack there with Carter Merrill and that offensive line, moving guys out of the way up front.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Steele does here in this series. If we stick to that run game and just try to keep working on what's working, or if we're going to open up that pass game a little bit and try to keep this game in check, in this first half.
If there's one thing Steve Steele doesn't do, it's panic.
No, not at all.
Guys, as cool as they come, not often is he down 21-0, but he knows how to get his team out of a hole. Lounsbury going to take the snap, hand this one off to Carter Merrill, who's got a big hole. He's across the 40. Now he's going to turn on the Jets across the 50, chasing him down and bringing him down in the Knights' 35-yard line. A great run there from Carter Merrill, picking up a whole bunch of yards and gets him into Knights territory. And just like that, exactly what the Govs needed to start this drive. A big play from the run game.
Yeah, and if I'm Steve Steele again, I'm hitting left side as much as he possibly can right now and just keep doing what they're doing and get those big gains.
You made a great point there earlier on that last drive. Not a lot of wealth happening off to the right side of that defense of the O'Gorman Knights, but they're getting what they want off to the left. Bobbled snap. Lounsbury picks it up, going to try to find his way through, and does. And he'll pick up a couple positive yards there. Turned a possible turnover and loss of a couple yards into a positive gain. So that'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Govs. And Lounsbury just trying to keep things calm, keep things in center and intact here for this Govs offense.
And even 1 or 2 yards for him getting a carry, that's a positive gain. Again, it just gives everybody a little bit more, just trust and just, kind of get everybody back together and just have that morale. Like, hey, he's willing to take hits for us. Let's go out there and get something done.
Lounsbury turns, hands this one off to Merrill. Merrill trying to fight through some tacklers, pick some prods his way through for about 2 yards. And another good stop on that right side for the O'Gorman Knights defense. Gavin Hamrick in on the tackle, coming all the way over from that left safety position.
Yeah, he covered some ground, didn't he?
He sure did. You mentioned it all day thus far. This team has got a ton of speed on that O'Gorman side, showing it off right there. Big 3rd down and 6 here coming. Definitely 4-down territory for the Govs. Lounsbury going to line up in the shotgun, ball on the right hash, heavy set off to the left. And now we've got a whistle on the field, and O'Gorman going to take their second time out of this first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this short break. You're listening to Governor Football on River 92.7.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Field, a gorgeous night for some football. Welcoming you back into our broadcast booth. Justin Cowart alongside John Wayne Calda. I'm filling in for the great Brian Oakland here for the past week and a half or so, and I know you guys missed the smooth pipes of Brian Oakland. You can hear him tomorrow with some Pierre Governor volleyball against Brandon Valley. That match tipping off around 2:30. Coverage beginning at 2 o'clock. It'll be great to have Brian Oakland across the airwaves again. Ball in the right hash, 3rd and 6 coming. Lounsbury in the shotgun. He's got Dilgis and Stalley lined up to his right. And it looks like Carter Scheffelbein alone way out there to the left, trying to get the signal. Lounsbury still trying to get some Miscommunication corrected. Hand signal comes in. Looks like they've got it straightened out. I don't think Scheffelbein knows what the call is over there, and Steve Steele's going to take a timeout and try to get this all sorted out. So it's effective when you can send signals in from the sidelines, but sometimes wires get crossed out there, John Wayne, and that's what just happened. Steve still having to use the timeout, but a good opportunity here to kind of tell his team, hey, look, we're still in this thing. There's plenty of time to play. We're obviously getting, generally what we want on the offensive side of the ball, able to run the ball effectively, and they just got to keep doing that and try to get some stops on defense.
Yeah, and probably not what you want out of timeout to come out there and have to call another one again, but maybe you give them a pretty good look to see what that defense is going to adjust to, and come back and maybe readjust their plan in terms of this third down play.
And you don't want to adjust your entire defense. I know the Cubs are on offense right now, but you don't want to switch it over to the other side of the ball. Sullivan Schlimgen has been the biggest weapon. You don't want to completely alter your defense, but you got to do something to try to limit his production on the offensive side.
Yeah, you got to find a way just kind of keep him out of the play. I mean, it's been both sides, like you said. So either on defense or on offense, try to figure out a way to negate what he's been able to do tonight.
Much easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, when you look at the speed, you look at just the football mindset it seems like he has, just being able to fill gaps and make the plays that he's been making.
Schlimgen hoping to play his college football in the same state as South Dakota, SDSU. The Jackrabbits heavily recruiting him. And here comes a big 3rd down and 6 after the timeout. Lounsbury under center, going to toss this one to Merrill. Merrill trying to find lane off to the left side, and who else but Schlimgen in on the tackle to set up a 4th down and about 5 to go.
Yeah, just shooting gaps. I mean, that's what it is. And we've seen it on our side of the defense. We're doing a little bit better job of getting to that gap and stopping that. And, they're just doing things a little bit quicker right now.
Offense staying on the field. Ball at the 30-yard line. A kick from here would be, about 47 or so yards. So a little bit out of that range, especially back into the wind for Carter Templeton. He had to make that last kick attempt into this wind, and Wind did all sorts of things with that football. So 4th down and 5 coming here. Gov's offense on the field. Lounsbury alone in the backfield. Said Stalley in motion from left to right, calls for the snap out to his right side. He fields it cleanly. Now rolling out to his right, looking outfield, going to take it himself, and he's going to get close to that 1st down marker, pushed out of bounds about the 35-yard line. And the official on the far side said he looks like he got the 1st down, but the mark here on the near side is going to say it's back to Knights, and he was about a half-yard short. Looked from up here like he might have gotten it. Tried to stick that ball out across the 1st down marker. Gov's offense can't believe it, but the Knights are coming back out onto the field. Another turnover on downs.
Yeah, just one little quick shove from an OG defensive. I didn't catch the number on who it was, but just, again, kind of got him off his game a little bit. I think otherwise he'd have been able to pick up that 1st down.
And it's tough, too, for Lounsbury. The sticks are on the opposite side of the field, so he really didn't have good reference of where that 1st down marker was. I think if they're on this side, he probably picks that up. But the Knights are back to work on offense. Black takes a snap. Great look up front from the Governor's defense. And they're going to tackle the man, carry the football for let's say a 1-yard gain. But a nice job up front in there from the Governor's defense. In on that tackle, Johnny Sharon and a host of other Governors. But the Knights back up to the line with urgency and pace. In the shotgun is Talon Black. Gets the snap, hands it off. Nope, play action fake. And I try to toss it out to the right side, just out of reach of Schlimgen. And it looked like some coverage over there from Lincoln Schonard. Good coverage there. That would have probably the toughest pass in all of football, trying to lay it over the right shoulder of a guy running away from you.
I still go back to the dome on our field. I still think that has a little bit of an effect on some of these guys.
So a big 3rd down and 9 coming. Black back to pass, pressured, rolling out to his right, fires, and it's incomplete. Great coverage there from the Govs. He was looking for his man downfield. He had Matt Steffen in the area, but it was incomplete. Great coverage there from the Govs, and that'll force a punt, exactly what the Governors needed, getting a big stop on defense there, and they'll get the ball back. And as George Stalley heads back to return the punt, as well as Carter Scheffelbein. So again, we saw this last week. Pretty interesting punt return formation for the Govs. 2 guys back to return kicks. The Knights spread their kick line out up on the offensive side. Low end over end kick, and a great play made from Carter Scheffelbein there as he ran up to the 45-yard line, slid down to 2 knees, and fielded that ball coming in very, very hot.
Yeah, I mean, again, end over punt. If he didn't catch that ball was probably going to skip another 15 or 20 yards. So, again, pretty risky play, but great play nonetheless when you start looking at where our field position is.
Not only would it have knocked him back 15, maybe 20 yards even further, but that ball could have easily bounced off his knee and gone right back to the Knights. So Carter Scheffelbein making a fantastic play there on the punt return. They'll set up at the 45-yard line, ball in the middle of the field. Lounsbury hollering out audibles to his wide receivers and his offensive line. Carter Merrill going to line up right to his left. Lounsbury still directing traffic up there from his quarterback position. Now he gets a set 3-down lineman for the Knights. Quarterback keeper the whole way, trying to run off to the light. And Schlimgen there trying to rip the ball out, but Lounsbury does a good job keeping hold of it. It'll be a loss of about a half a yard, and Schlimgen again crashing the party in the backfield for the Knights.
Yeah, it's tough not to keep your eyes on that kid right now. I've just been focused on him the last couple of plays. And again, his read pass, just his read on a read pass situation is pretty phenomenal. He sees that pitch and he's busting through. And again, we can't get anybody hardly on him, or at least get in front of him to slow him down.
And from that middle linebacker position, so hard to run away from him. You can't do it. He's just so quick. So many of these OG guys are incredibly quick on defense, but the Pierre Governors offensive line has done a great job thus far opening holes for Carter Merrill and Lounsbury. Lounsbury alone in the backfield, takes a snap, rolling out to his right, wanting to pass, fires over the top, was trying to find Carter Scheffelbein, but the ball goes up and over his head. Good coverage there from Hunter Cox, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was probably almost maybe a good situation that ball wasn't where it needed to be, because they were closing pretty hard on that, and like I said, it was pretty good coverage on the OG side.
So the Knights feel like their coverage is good enough not to play too many high safety. They do play cover 2 up top, but it's only about 10 to 12 yards off the ball, so really no true free safety roaming around back there for the Knights. 3-3 defensive look. Lounsbury takes a snap, now pressured, rolling out to his right, firing on the move, trying to find his man. Almost makes a beautiful catch over the shoulder. He was looking for Carter Merrill out of the slot position, and he put a beautiful dime on him, bounced off the hands of Merrill, almost made a bobbling catch, but it falls incomplete and will force a punt from the Govs.
Yeah, that's a beautiful ball, too. I mean, that's just one of those tough situations, like you said, over the shoulder. Again, he had to actually turn his body in the opposite direction. Just going back to OG defense, we're talking about the safeties and how they didn't drop anybody deep. That's one thing they do really well is decoy. You watch your guys basically stemming and getting back, and they actually dropped one guy deep back on that.
Lounsbury boots it away. It's going to be fielded by Dawson Bauer, trying to get to the edge on the 30, and it'll be taken down at the 32-yard line. So that's where the Knights will start. Govs get a stop on defense, force the 3 and out on the previous drive for the Knights. They look to do that again. They're going to place this ball in the right hash of the 32-yard line, and with 6:16 to play, the Knights lead 21-0 here. Govs still trying to find their rhythm. Tough playing from a 21-0 hole, but still plenty of time to play in this ball game. Offense has looked better than it did last week for the Govs, and defense starting to get some stops and figure out what this offense is doing. Talon Black in a lineup with 3 receivers split out to his right side. Didn't expect the snap, got it a little bit late. Now he's got it rolling out to his left side, looking downfield. There's going to be a holding call as a throw is made, and it's completed to Dawson Bauer. It's going to be run out of bounds at the 50-yard line, but this one looks to be coming back as the flag was in the backfield.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their left tackle or left end pretty wide open there. Pretty easy call for the refs.
Looked like Jacob Mickinen was trying to chase down the scrambling quarterback, and a little bit of jersey grab there from the Knights. So that is the call. That'll move him back 10 yards, and a beautiful throw nonetheless from Talon Black to Dawson Bauer, but it's wiped out by the holding penalty, exactly what the Govs needed to start this drive. So it'll be 1st and 20, back at the 22 now. Knights going to line up in a similar formation. 2 receivers split out wide. Schlimgen going to line up in that offset in a wing spot. They're going to try to run this one off to the left side, trying to find the edge. And another flag is down on the field, and it's going to come back again. Gavin Hamrick with a nice run, going to be run out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, but another holding penalty. This time it's going to go against Dawson Bauer, who was blocking Carson Stoser out on the left side. So the Knights are running out of room back behind them.
Yeah, we'll take this, and you're starting to see a defensive adjustment on our side as well. We're starting out the first couple of series basically running kind of a 3-5 or outside backers or ends. We're actually playing probably about 6-7 yards off the ball. Now we're tending to bring those guys up and actually playing a little bit more 5-down linemen and trying to negate that outside or even inside in terms of the run game.
So they walk the ball all the way back to the 12-yard line. Now a 1st and about a mile, 30 yards is counting. And so we'll see what the Knights want to do here offensively. Obviously, with a long way to go, you feel like the Govs want to keep everything in front of them. Don't let Schlimgen get back deep behind you. Snap taken, Talon Black running the option. The ball is loose down at the 3-yard line, still loose, fighting for the football. The Govs think they have it We're waiting for the signal. There's a pile ensuing at the 2-yard line. The signal has not come up. Govs are hopping up and down. They think they've got the football. Joe Jacobson still yet to signal. Arm goes the Governor's way, and they'll have it 1st and goal with an opportunity to punch it in and get on the board here. So they tried to run the option to the left side. The toss was behind Gavin Hamrick, and he was unable to hop back on top of the football. In that situation, John Wayne, Hamrick was trying to pick it back up and make something more out of that play when he really should have just dove on top of that ball.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll talk about that on the Gorman sidelines a little bit because, again, you've already done damage. The damage has already been done, so you might as well just land on it and make sure you get that ball back.
So a golden gift given here to the Govs. They've got the ball inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. Lounsbury with Carter Merrill lined up behind him. Lounsbury goes under center, looks left, looks right. Knights load the box, giving off to Merrill, fighting his way through. He's hit hard at the 2-yard line, but falls forward down to the 1 and cuts the distance in half. It'll be 2nd and goal with about 3 feet to go.
We'll take a foot at a time, too, whatever it takes to get ourselves in the end zone.
And for all those math majors out there, 3 feet total's a yard. So 1st and goal, 2nd and goal from the 1. Wide, oh my goodness, came flying through to Nolan Vandell and lit Carter Merrill up in the backfield. That's the hardest hit I've seen all season long, but Carter Merrill is up and moving around. Good to see as Nolan Vandell came flying through untouched and showed some of that 3A size there from the Knights. So now the ball is back to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal coming for the Govs. And Elijah Bucci checks in at quarterback for the first time tonight. He's got 3 receivers lined up to his left. 1 lone man, Aiden Beam off to his right. Carter Merrill steps up, lines up at that tight end position. Bucci takes the snap, trying to find a hole, spinning, and he's going to be taken down at about the 2.5, maybe the 3. And so now a 4th and goal coming for the Govs, trailing by 21. They've got to get this punched in the end zone and take advantage of that turnover from the Knights. So Lounsbury will check back into the game. Bucci going to come back to the sidelines. And now we'll see what the play call will be here for the Govs. Lounsbury looking to his right, now gets set under center. Calls for the snap, play action fake, rolling out to his right, steps up, trying to find a cutback lane, trying to do it himself, lowers the shoulder, but he's going to be taken down at the 3-yard line. And so the Govs got the ball at the 2, but the Knights defense stands tough. And it's another turnover on downs. And so the fumble does not hurt the Knights. So now 2 drives for the Govs inside the 10-yard line. No, I should say the 20 with that other drive, coming away with no points. And that'll be something that Steve Steele will have to talk with his offensive coordinator and his offensive line about. So a promising look there, but unable to convert are the Govs. Knights start at their own 3-yard line. We'll see if this Govs defense can get another takeaway or another big stop. Talon Black in the shotgun, play action fake, firing quickly over the middle. Got his man, breaking a couple tackles across the 10 down to the 13, maybe 14-yard line. That was Jace Muller on the reception there for the O'Gorman Knights. It was enough to pick up the first down, so they get a little bit of breathing room on the quick slant pass from Talon Black. So not as much urgency here as the Knights break out of the huddle. 2 receivers split off to the right side. 1 to the left. Carson Stoser in coverage down low. Going to take the snap. Design quarterback run. And it's Elijah Bucci crashing the party in the backfield. Loss of about 4. And the Govs defensive line broke through, read that play perfectly. It'll bring up 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, I've been impressed with getting our line and our backers. I think after last week, it was adjustments need to be made, and I'm not sure if it was necessarily in terms of the schemes or just their pace of play right now. But again, doing pretty well with the AAA sized offensive lineman.
3 minutes to play here in this first half. Black in the shotgun, hands it off. It's Mebius to the right side, trying to cut it back. Flag in on the play. It'll be a gain of about 5, but we'll check the flag and possibly another holding coming here against the O'Gorman Knights. That would be their 4th holding penalty in nearly as many plays. So Joe Jacobson waiting for the correct number on the call. Steve Steele wants to accept the penalty. And so the penalty is called on Jace Mueller, who just made that first down reception for the Knights.
And give credit to our outside guys in those situations, too. Obviously, they're doing enough and staying busy enough that, again, trying to break away, that OG's just having a little bit of trouble with them.
Outside contain a 9-man football, a little bit more important. But, of course, with 11-man, I'm serious, with 11-man football still, there's less field to work with more bodies, but still the Govs doing a good job with outside contain, drawing a couple of those holding penalties. And now second and a long 19 from their own 5-yard line. Black takes a snap from shotgun, pump fakes, now fires to his right side. That's going to be low and incomplete as he was looking for Dawson Bauer. Not enough on that throw. It'll bring up third and forever.
Yeah, no reason I laugh at that is because, back in the day, 9-men used to play basically on like an 80-yard field, and they'd actually have shortened up sidelines, and then they go to the dome, and you'd see scores of 56 to 47, whatever the case is. And because, again, that outside contain is obviously very important when you start getting down to that level.
Go to the dome. It's a whole new sandbox with that new big field. Big 3rd and 19 coming here for this Govs defense with 2:44 to play in the first half. Would love to get this ball back, try to get on the board before halftime. Tyler Black, they're going to run a wide receiver screen. Dawson Bauer got the catch coming here near side. Going to be taken down at the 20-yard line. That'll be about 4 yards short of the first down. Great play design there from the Knights, but the Govs defense doing a good job of keeping everything in front of them, and that should force a Knights punt here on 4th and about 4 to go.
Yeah, Shufflebine making a great, or not Shufflebine, Sun and Shine, excuse me. I'll get those two mixed up tonight a little bit, but doing a good job chasing him down, but just not really, again, giving into that screen full on there, chasing him off the field, getting a 4th down, right, getting a punt, getting the ball back.
Glad I'm not the only one mixing up names up here in this press box here tonight. John Wayne called to make me feel good. High snap going to be fielded, pressure coming from the Govs, low bouncing kick. Going to land at the 40-yard line. Was it touched by the Govs? They need to get on top of that one immediately, and they do. Looks like the Knights had free rate on that one. Really, really smart play there from Carter Scheffelbein. There, I just did it right there for you, John Wayne. Really nice job by Carter Scheffelbein assessing the situation, knowing that it hit one of those Governors' offensive linemen running down the field. It hops on top of that ball, as it almost certainly did hit off one of the Governors' players. We saw one of the beanbags come out from the officials, letting us know that it was a live ball in that moment. So really, really high IQ play from Carter Scheffelbein to keep the ball with the Govs. And they're going to set up inside Knight territory here at the O'Gorman 43-yard line. So with 2:28 to play, perfect situation here for the Govs, as they will get the ball back, too, to start the second half. So this could be a very, very big 2-drive swing here if the Govs can find the end zone. They've had opportunities, unable to punch it in. Looking to do that here. Ball in the right hash. Lounsbury takes a snap. Carter Merrill with the run off to the left side, finding a little bit of space, picks up 4 yards. And now the Govs with 2 timeouts, as we know they had a 7-minute drive here earlier in this half, looking to try to drain that clock off. Leave no time left for the O'Gorman Knights. In a perfect world, they score a touchdown, and the Knights just put a knee down and take it to halftime.
I like the way your mind thinks.
We're learning here.
Yeah.
We're learning here. 2nd and 6. Lounsbury going under center. 2 receivers split out to his left. Carter Merrill right behind him. Merrill going to take the snap, trying to find a lane to the right side, but nothing doing there. He picks up about a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 6. And a timeout called, the 3rd and final timeout taken by the O'Gorman Knights. It's a Coca-Cola bottling timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds to continue this drive with the Govs on River 92.7.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Big third down here coming for the Govs offense. It's 3rd and 6 to go with 1:46 in the first half remaining. They trailed 21-0 here, desperately needing to find some points before the first half runs out. Lounsbury in the shotgun, takes the snap, has all kinds of time to throw. Now he's going to roll out to his left as he's pressured, finds his man underneath, and it's going to be caught by Trevor Rounds across the 25 down to the 23. He's made a couple of nice completions and had a beautiful pass to Carter Merrill up the near sideline here earlier on in this half. Wasn't completed, but it was a dime. So Caleb Lounsbury looking a lot more comfortable and confident back there taking snaps for the Govs this week. He's going to line up in the pistol, got a man split out way off to the right side, takes a snap, pressure coming, going to fire towards the back corner of the end zone. He and Carter Scheffelbein a little bit mixed up there on what route he wanted him to run. Wanted him to head towards that back corner of the end zone, and Scheffelbein was headed towards the post.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to sit back in that pocket. There was one of them right there to where he was able to get a little bit of time, and obviously just a little miscommunication with those two. But I kind of like how, Coach Steele and Coach Nye have kind of developed that game plan to get him rolled out a little bit, lines pulling out, giving a little bit of time, and, again, making those throws on the runs. And I think that's kind of where he's probably his best at right now, is just that kind of quick hitter.
Plenty of time left in this first half with 2 timeouts, 53 seconds on the clock. Lounsbury on 3rd and 6 takes the snap, looking downfield, fires to the right side, got Scheffelbein complete at the 22, and he's going to be run out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So that'll be a gain of a couple, but it importantly stops the clock and brings up an important 4th down here for the Govs offense. It'll be about 5 to go, maybe 6, depending on the spot. But nonetheless, big 4th down here coming with 47 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, Gorman, it seems like when they get down here, which obviously you shorten up the field quite a bit, getting into that red zone, and they've kind of really, put a bunch of guys in the box, so maybe see something outside here again with him.
So they mark it 4th and 4, and they get O'Gorman to jump off sides. A great hard count there from Caleb Lounsbury, and Nolan Vandell couldn't help himself, and that'll be enough to pick up the first down for the Govs. So the hard count works. They get the free first down. Ball will be placed now at the 12-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10. So Lounsbury doing it without snapping it. Hard count gets Vandell to jump off sides. Now fresh set of downs here coming. Ball in the right hash at the 12-yard line. Lounsbury alone in the backfield. 2 receivers split off to his left. It's Stalley and Dilgis, and a direct snap to the quarterback. Lounsbury trying to keep it, get to the edge on the left side. He's going to pick up 5 yards, going to be hit hard. Sullivan Schlimgen in on the tackle again. And now clock continuing to roll. 2nd down and 6 to go. 30 seconds remaining. Looks like Lounsbury a little bit shaken up after that play. Trying to shake out that left leg. So 20 seconds and counting here. Govs wanting a little bit more pace. They still got the 2 timeouts. Lounsbury now takes the snap, looking right, going to stumble, stands back up, fires, and in and out of the hands, and almost intercepted by Schlimgen. It was Trevor Rounds, his intended target, a little bit behind him. And Schlimgen had his hands on the ball, and he might still be running if he's able to control that one.
Yeah, Lounsbury did a good job after just a little bit of a fumble or, just a little bit of misstep out of him to find Rounds. And I just don't know if Rounds wasn't expecting at that point in time. But, yeah, that would have been a obviously positive play for us there.
And you can't blame Trevor Rounds. There was some mustard on that pass as there was pressure coming Lounsbury's way, just trying to get it out of his hands quickly. Almost a disaster here for the Govs, but 8 seconds remaining. Time for 2 more plays with the 2 timeouts. Lounsbury takes a snap, fires over the middle. It is caught, and it's a touchdown for George Stalley. A perfect throw, threading it through a couple defenders, and John Wayne doing exactly what they needed to do. Only 5 seconds remaining in the first half. The Govs drive down the field. They find George Stalley on 3rd and goal, and they complete the touchdown. An 8-yard TD reception from Caleb Lounsbury to George Stalley. And our Gales Gas Service scoreboard lit up for the first time tonight by the Govs. And we will see the extra point coming here from Carter Templeton. Lounsbury down with the knee in the ground. Snap is perfect. Kick is away. It is up into the wind, and it is good. So 21-7, Govs cut into the lead. A massive, massive score there for Pierre there as the first half is in its final waning seconds. And, man, how big of a flip was that? You know, we talked about the swing on the 7-minute drive when the Govs couldn't convert the field goal, then one play 70 yards to Schlimgen for the Knights. How big was that swing? Nearly a pick six by Schlimgen. Flip it over on its head. Tally gets the score on the very next play.
Yeah, and I mean, you could kind of hear the crowd a little bit when there was about 33 seconds left on that the play before that, and kind of letting the clock tick, and it just wasn't quite as, maybe as fast as what we wanted to keep us more time. But obviously, Coach Steele and the boys had something planned there. So glad the way that it worked out for them. And again, we get the ball coming back in the second half. So.
Wish you could have seen my partner John Wade up here. He was not the fans down below us weren't the only ones wanting them to speed that thing up. I don't know if you remember, but the 7 last state championships have gone to Steve Steele, so he knows a thing or two about clock management there. Perfectly executed drive. But no, I was getting nervous there with you, John Wayne. I was wondering when they were going to get that snap off as time was escaping quickly. But they get the touchdown. They get on the board. It's 21-7. Templeton on to boot this one away. Going to keep it low and bouncing as was expected, trying to limit a return here. Going to be picked up and run out to the right side, and it's going to be taken down. Isaac Myers on the return. He's going to be run out of bounds. That'll run out the clock, and after one half of play, the Govs fighting hard. They trail 21-7, but the momentum sits with Pierre. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football at River 92.7. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break. We'll be back to recap the first half. We'll look at scores from around the state. We'll look ahead at the schedule, and we'll fill you in on what to expect from the second half. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7.
Titan Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care, and a generous tool allowance. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer, at 701-356-0130.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Everroot motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pite's Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pite Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
You asked for it. Non-stop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book non-stop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection.
We would like to thank our girls senior tennis players for all their hard work
just
and dedication.
$119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Being local means more than being just another small-town business. It means showing up for our member owners when they need us, supporting the organizations that empower the next generation of community leaders and agriculturalists, and providing resources to help ensure the communities we live in are here for generations to come. At AgTegra Cooperative, local isn't just about where our locations are. It's about serving our farmers, our employees, and our communities in ways that nobody else will.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Sturgis, as we told you, Sturgis currently sitting at 2-3. They're in a close battle right now. What you can't look ahead, obviously, to next week, but if you're the Govs, and talking to Coach Steve Steele in our production meetings this week, he said, look, all of these games carry serious weight as we move forward. You got to get the win here tonight, but looking forward as the season plays out, what do you think about the rest of the schedule for the Govs?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the teams and you take a look at the perennial, powers and stuff as far as 11 AA football goes, Sturgis is generally not one of those teams that we find, in the mix. And you start kind of taking a look at those West River squads and how we've played against them in the past in terms of those generally aren't games that we get too worried about. Things that we can kind of handle pretty well. Obviously a different situation this year, but we've talked so much. It's momentum, not only in the second half, but it's just momentum to carry into that postseason and giving yourself an opportunity to get to the Dome and a chance to play for the championships.
One fun thing that we're able to do, we're able to look at our listener coverage map. We've got people tuned in from Atlanta, Georgia, got folks tuned in to True Loves out in Birmingham, Alabama. And last week, we had an international listener, one Brian Oakland, flying over the Atlantic. And, we look at that coverage listener map. It was either somebody on a cruise ship or Brian Oakland on a plane listening to the coverage of Yankton. Excited to have Brian Oakland back up in the box here next week. He'll be covering volleyball for you tomorrow. But we've got a great second half ready to get underway. The Knights will be kicking off from right to left on your radio dial. Back to return for the Govs. George Stalley alongside, looks like either Carson Stoser, I believe, back there to return for Pierre. We're all set as Lawrence Hillman boots this one away. High end-over-end kick. Stalley going to field at the 12-yard line here near side. Going to take it back towards the middle of the field, trying to find some space out to the far side on the left. Now has a little bit of an edge across the 30. Across the 35, run out of bounds, close to the 40-yard line. And great starting field position for the Pierre Governors, as they'll have the ball close to the 40-yard line here to start. We'll see where they want to place it on the hash here. Caleb Lounsbury taking the field and put together some really nice drives offensively, looking to do that again here to start the second half.
Yeah, great run by Stalley there. He's actually been nursing a little bit of a foot injury over the last couple of weeks, although he won't tell you about it, but you can kind of tell it's maybe reduced his speed a little bit. It's good to see that back.
Stalley, one of the leaders of this team. Steve Steele said the leaders have not flinched once here in this three-game losing streak. They're going to start with Carter Merrill trying to find some space up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up after a gain of 2, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, just getting back to the same old. Again, just trying to establish that run game. And again, if we're going to see a pass, I'm kind of thinking maybe something on a rollout with Lounsbury here coming up. But I got to imagine we're just going to kind of see a heavy dose of the run here.
And for the Govs offensively in the first half, yes, it was really nice to see them put the drives together. But defensively, it was great to see them get some stops after getting punched in the mouth there to start early on.
Yeah, and again, just with the explosiveness that OG has to score, just really containing them in their half of the end zone.
So Govs would love to put some more points on the board here. Lounsbury under center. Got Merrill lined up behind him, dropping back to pass, firing over the middle, got a man wide open, and it's caught by Scheffelbein, and that'll be enough for the first down inside of Knights territory down to the 40-yard line. So Lounsbury looking comfortable. Great job by the offensive line, giving him time to throw. And they cross the 50 down to the Knights 40, ball in the middle of the field. Going to run with a little bit of tempo here. That play goes for 20 yards.
Yeah, I can't give enough credit to the offensive line and what they've been doing over the last couple games, and especially tonight, just giving him some good time there to sit back and make a good read, make a good throw.
Don't be fooled by this 1-4 record for Gorman. This is a very good team that's played tough opponents. So Pierce had their hands full here tonight. Merrill getting the handoff. He's going to break a couple tackles now, trying to get out to the left side. It's going to get about a yard or two, but he's going to be brought down by Hunter Cox and more Knights tacklers over there. Dawson Bauer also in on the play. That'll bring up second down and a long 8 yards.
Yeah, fans got to be happy with that dual threat of Rounds and Merrill. Merrill could have easily been stopped for about a 1 or 2 yard loss there, but was able to break that tackle. Again, minimal gain, but positive gain on, nonetheless.
And you really don't feel like there's a size difference one way or the other. I would have to say that probably if it leans one way, leans the Knights' direction, but Pierre plays nasty. They play tough down in the trenches, and you're seeing that here with some of these positive runs that they're able to pull off. And now we've got an early timeout coming from O'Gorman. Less than 2 minutes into the second half, they burned one of their 3. So an interesting call there. Didn't like the look offensively. Maybe not having the right personnel in there for the Knights on the defensive side of the ball. So Steve Steele will have his team over for a free chat here. Get some guys some water. And, John Wayne, I know it's early on. We're less than 2 minutes in to the first half, but a good sign here for the Govs offense. Not only able to run the ball effectively, but Caleb Lounsbury able to throw the ball effectively there, too, as well.
Yeah, and it's obviously second half adjustments, and that's what I love about the AA and AAA kind of schemes is that you kind of maybe go down to some of the 9-man, and I got to be careful saying this, but it's like everything up here is critical, and we're talking foot placement, we're talking blocking schemes, we're talking again body positioning, and everything about what even just one lineman can do a little bit different to again either increase momentum on your side or slow down the momentum on the other side. And so you take a look at OG. Obviously didn't like the personnel they had on the field. That's something they're willing to do is take a timeout to make sure that that's correct. And, I was watching the halftime. Coach Nye was down on the field, and he's working with Max Bogenhagen on his step and again, his blocking, situations. And just everything is just key and critical when you start looking at this kind of high level of a game.
Cooper Terwilliger, who's injured this week, also in that huddle, trying to impart some wisdom there from the young sophomores. Second down and a long 9 to go here. Now rolling out to his right, Lounsbury firing on the run just out in front of his intended receiver. George Stolley had a step, but a tough throw to the right side. Lounsbury puts his hand up in the air, said that one's my bad. He knows he missed a fleeting George Stolley there.
Yeah, just probably a little bit too early on that. I think Stolley was just coming out of his break. If he probably let that just develop maybe a split second longer, he was going to get a little more separation and maybe a little bit better opportunity to complete that pass.
Feels like Lounsbury's still trying to feel things out a little bit, get into his rhythm. He's made a couple great passes, but that one there getting away from him just a little bit. He's going to line up alone in the backfield here. Got 2 receivers split out to his right. Calls for the snap, takes it, now looking down the field, fires quickly over the middle, and he was looking for Stolley again, but that one with a little bit too much heat on it goes right by the face mask of George Stolley, falls incomplete, and we'll see what the Govs want to do here. Looks like they're going to send out their punting unit on 4th and 9.
Yeah, not a tough or not an easy defense to be, trying to get yourself, accustomed to, because again, they're rolling in and out of a lot of defensive coverages right now. And again, that one there, we saw the safety drop back, which they've been generally playing a cover 2, set. And so again, he's really got to start reading the defenses and understanding what they're doing to be able to make those passes count.
So high punt, going to be fair, caught, signaled for, and made there by Logan Mebius at about the 14-yard line. So that's where the Knights will start. Actually, that was Dawson Bauer who made that fair catch there. Those two switched out there at the last second. So the last couple drives, as we told you, Gorman started hot. They went touchdown, 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 but the Govs have figured things out defensively. After those 3 touchdown drives, they forced a punt, then had the fumble, and then forced another punt here, looking to continue that good defensive prowess here on this opening drive for the Knights here in the second half. They're going to start at their own 14-yard line. Going to line up with the wishbone formation and taking the snap directly to, it looks like it was Sullivan. Schlimgen again breaking a couple tackles, gets about 5 yards out to that right side edge. But in on the tackle, Elijah Bucci. And that'll bring up second down and About 4 yards to go.
Yeah, it looks like OG is basically starting the second half like they did the first half with a little bit of a wildcat formation with Schlimgen back there. And, yeah, maybe just kind of looking to drive that ball down the field and see if they can't maybe catch a break here with a little dump pass. But good job by Bucci there getting out and obviously, negating, a pretty big play.
Another wildcat. Yeah, another wildcat look here. Now Schlimgen going to look to pass. Now he's going to pull it down and run, finding a little bit of a lane off to the right, breaking tackles, high stepping over a defender. He's going to get the first down across the 40, and now he's free across the 50. One man giving chase. Can Sutton Sonnenschein catch him? He sheds off that tackler at the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. Sullivan Schlimgen with a big run out of the wildcat formation, and just like that, they re-extend that lead to 20 points, and the extra point attempt here coming after the 80-yard scamper by Sullivan Schlimgen. And that puts a little damper on the crowd here at Hollister Field.
Yeah, Coach Poppingo had nothing but good things to say about him. Like you kind of look at him, he's not a shifty. He's not a guy that's going to basically, again, make a cutback and so on. He just wants to run basically straight forward if he gets out on the edge, and was able to break some tackles there. Porter Huntley had a great opportunity to stop him for about a 3-yard gain and just able to slip off of that.
So Lawrence Hillman will come on to attempt the extra point, make it a 21-point lead for the Knights. Snap is perfect. Schlimgen kick is on the way. It's high up into the air. Does it have enough leg? It does. Wow. That was the closest I've ever seen a kick from, what was that, the 9-yard line coming. So that one went way up into the night sky and just had enough with a little bit of wind at the back to help get that one across the crossbar. So it's 28-7 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. And we're going to step away for a quick 30-second break. We'll be back with the ensuing kickoff after this.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Potter County Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan and is focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, battlers, from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Pop off the page at you when you see him on the field, and boy, has he done that tonight. 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. One went for 70 yards through the air. That last run went for 80 yards on the ground. And the Knights lead 28-7, but plenty of time to play here in the second half. Just a mere 21-point lead for the Govs to surmount. And we'll see if they can do it here on offense. Carson Stoser back to return, as well as George Stalley. Low bouncing kick, maybe an onside attempt. This is still bouncing and going to be fielded finally at the 26-yard line after some indecision there by the return team for the Governors. But it's finally covered up by Pierre. Looked like it was Aiden Beam there to fall on top of that loose ball. So the Knights trying to switch things up on the kickoff there, maybe get lucky, but the Govs get the ball. They'll start just outside the shadow of their own 25-yard line, and Caleb Lounsbury going to try to come out, put a drive together, and get the Govs back on the board.
And we've seen that same situation with Watertown. They tried a little onside kick. If you watch our center guy, he kind of tends to fall back a little bit when that kick's coming on, and they pick something up. They weren't able to get it. Obviously, OG wasn't able to get it, but there's something obviously a couple of these teams are noticing about it.
Lounsbury going to line up alone in the backfield, brings Merrill in motion. Merrill going to get the jet sweep toss, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards. And we'll see where they mark him. It's a positive gain nonetheless. Merrill a little bit slow to get up, and now getting worked on there by one of his teammates for a possible cramp. And now we're going to get a whistle on the field, and looks like Carter Merrill, who's had a host of the carries tonight, almost all the action out of the backfield, is going to require some medical assistance. Currently getting worked on by, looks like Baxter Shrimp there doing his best doctor's impression, working out the cramp on the right leg. So we'll step away while they take a look at Carter Merrill. Hope for the best for him. We'll be back in about 30 seconds after this break.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
That right leg, that's what we'll hope it is. Lounsbury now in the shotgun, going to take the snap on 2nd and 7, all kinds of time. Fires over the middle, in and out of the hands of George Stalley. And he would have had enough for the first down had he been able to hold on to that pass. But instead, it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. And Caleb Lounsbury really putting some heat behind some of these throws tonight.
Yeah, he's throwing them a little hard, but again, I mean, they're in situations or in positions where receivers got to be getting them. I think that's one that Stalley wants back. And, you know, again, we could have possibly had a first down there in that good cover or good blocking again by the offensive lineman. Plenty of time for him to sit back and dissect that defense.
Not a criticism of Lounsbury at all. These are catchable balls. They just got to be made there by these Governor receivers. Tight windows, you got to fit them in with tough passes. That's what Caleb Lounsbury's been doing. Some have been able to be completed. We'll see if they can do that again. Lounsbury takes a snap, got time. Now he's going to step up in the pocket, got pressure at his face now, and he's going to lose the ball, but it's going to be covered up by one of his offensive linemen. I believe that was covered up there by Max Bogenhagen of the offensive line for the Gubs. Near disaster again, and that'll bring up 4th down and long, and the Gubs will have to punt this one away.
Yeah, obviously, you take a look at OG, switch things up a little bit there and bringing somebody off the edge, which caused a little bit of complication for him. I think, you know, again, easier said than done. He had a little bit more of the pocket to the right side versus the left side there.
Jace Mueller was with the pressure there for the Knights. High, just still kick as there's no movement on that ball through the air. It's going to bounce a couple times and roll back the direction of the Gubs. Defending end zone, that'll be downed at the 41-yard line of Pierce. So Gorman with great starting field position here to begin this drive with 7:41 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 28-7, the Knights lead. So we'll see what the offense looks like. They opened up this second half on offense with Sullivan Schlimgen running the Wildcat formation. We'll see if they go back to that here on offense. Schlimgen going to line up back there in that quarterback position. This kid never leaves the field. He's on special teams, offense, defense. He's an all-tool player. Schlimgen calling for the snap. Mebius going to roll out of the backfield, going to try to run a little bubble screen out there to the right side. Schlimgen's first pass of the game goes incomplete. As Logan Mebius just a little bit high over his head. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Surprised to see him throw the ball there. He's been able to run the ball so effectively here. I thought he might just drop, pump fake it and pull it down, but instead he decided to throw it there. So Schlimgen still back there at that quarterback position. Got Mebius lined up to his left as well as Gavin Hamrick, who's kind of that set up back. High snap. Schlimgen corrals it, trying to get out to the left side. He's going to get to the edge across the 35, breaking a tackle, and he's going to step out of bounds at about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. That's where they'll mark him. It'll be enough for the first down. So a couple broken tackles. Thought we might get a penalty flag there on a hold here near side, but no laundry on the field. And the Knights will move the chains, and they'll get the ball with a fresh set of downs at the Governor 30.
Yeah, Mickennen's battling hard on that right side. He had a great opportunity. Again, it's against Schlimgen there, but had a great opportunity to actually make that play for a loss, and Schlimgen was able to slip through his hands.
Knights doing a little bit of housekeeping as there's some garbage there in their offensive set. They clear that out. Schlimgen takes a snap, going to hand this one off to Mebius, trying to get out to the right side. Good outside contain now as he's going to be taken down, and a great tackle made there on the far side. And that looks like it was...
like Schoenhardt, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Schoenhardt made the play there. Really nice job getting to the outside coverage there with some speed there from Mebius. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 5 after the gain there to the outside. Schlimgen still lined up in the Wildcat formation. Heavy set off to the right, but they've got a bunch of down linemen off to the left. See which way they want to go with it. Schlimgen takes the snap, going to fake the handoff to Mebius, now going to take it himself up the middle, bouncing off some defenders and tacklers as he fights his way across the 20-yard line into the red zone. That'll be another gain enough to pick up the first down, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 now as the Knights continue to move the ball down, trying to extend this lead.
Yeah, Max Hunsley with a good tackle there. Would like to see him try to close that gap a little bit with that little kind of RPO that they're running there. I shouldn't say an RPO, but basically a little option there that they're running. Obviously kind of, maybe it got him shifting a step one way versus being able to, really work downhill and get to that gap.
Hey, we've seen Schlimgen throw the ball once here tonight. That makes it an RPO. 1st and 10. Schlimgen in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Mebius, and he's met in the backfield there by a couple Governors. Elijah Bucci, the first one to make the tackle there for Pierre, and that'll be Maybe no gain on the play. It looks like he might have lost a yard, but nonetheless a great stop there defensively up front. That'll bring up second down and long.
Yeah, I give credit there to Schoenhardt again, getting in the backfield along with him to help out.
Schoenhardt making his name known here on this drive defensively. Trying to bend but not break here for the Govs. Keep this thing within striking distance. Schlimgen again back there, lined up as the quarterback. Heavy set off to the left, calls for the snap, takes it now looking downfield. The pressure in his face, and now he's just kind of weaving through tacklers and drives those legs forward. Looks like the Govs might have had him back there for a loss. Max Hundley breaking into the backfield, but Schlimgen patiently waiting and then turning on the boosters as he's able to fight forward for positive yardage. That'll bring up third down and about 4 to go.
And he seems to be that running back we're seeing tonight, that it's going to take more than one guy to break him down. We go back to that long touchdown run that he had where, Porter Hunsley had a good opportunity at him, and then again, Shuffle by him basically at the end had a good opportunity at him. But it's going to take, more than two hands to bring him down, it seems like.
And no arm tackles either. Schlimgen going to line up alone in the backfield here. If I was a betting man, I'd say they're going to run this one. Takes the snap, running it off to the right side, trying to find the hole, lowers his shoulder, gets the first down, and he's going to be taken down, marked at the 5-yard line. So now first and goal coming here for O'Gorman. So Schlimgen again able to find some positive yardage up on this Governor defensive line. Bucci in on the tackle there again. And first and goal coming, so you would imagine that O'Gorman here, with only 5 yards to go, would think about going for it if they got to fourth down. That would be best case scenario here for the Govs, possibly get a turnover on downs. We'll see if they can bow up and make a stop here on defense. Schlimgen again lined up in the backfield. Mebius off to his right. No receiver split out wide. All down linemen. High snap taken. Schlimgen going to run a little reversal here to the near side on the inside give and go. Beautiful play drawn up there for the Knights, and they walk it in for the touchdown. A little bit of trickery here in the third quarter. And it looks like that'll add up. Alexander Carlson in there for the touchdown for the Knights. And the Govs had it defended beautifully with the way the play was going. But 6-yard touchdown run coming from Alex Carlson. And now the attempting extra point from Lawrence Hillman to make it a 35-7 lead here for the Knights. Schlimgen calls for the snap, false start going to come. They're going to move him back 5 yards. So just when the Govs felt like they were kind of getting things figured out, O'Gorman pulled a rabbit out of their hat there.
And I just kept thinking in the back of my mind, something's coming. I thought maybe a little tight end or, dump pass or something by Schlimgen, because, again, we were just throwing everybody in the box. But good call by Coach Popping on that one.
So Hillman now after the penalty on to attempt the extra point. Snap is high. Kick is away. Somehow got that kick off, and it is good. So Schlimgen corrals the high snap. A little extracurriculars warranting some more whistles. No flags on the field, however. And we're going to take a short 30-second break. We'll be back with the Governor's Drive after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting
Credit Union Press Box, Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
And now the Knights on to kick this one away. Welcome to our broadcast booth, everybody. Justin Coward alongside John Wayne, bringing you all the live Governor action here at Hollister Field tonight on a gorgeous night for football. As things are cooling down, this game is heating up. Hillman on to boot this one away. Low liner kick and a bounce once. And now a nice play there made by the Governors, and that's Carter Merrill who fielded that with one hand on the bounce, looking like a shortstop out there playing a little bit. And so the return will get us out to the 35-yard line, and the Govs will start with decent field position, trying to chip away at this lead here. And you got to get some points on the board, because if Gorman gets the ball back and scores another touchdown, we are at a running clock, and that's the last thing that the Governors need right now, trying to get back in this ball game. Lounsbury get a lineup in the backfield with Carter Merrill, who just made the nice play there on the kickoff return. Lining up in the pistol set. He's going to send Carter Scheffelbein out to his left, 2 receivers off to his right. Lounsbury takes a snap, sticking with the run game. Here comes Merrill trying to find his way forward. Going to be chopped down at the 35-yard line. No gain on the play. So O'Connell in on the tackle for the Knights. So now Lounsbury staring over to the sideline, looking for answers here from this Governor's offense. Not a great spot you want to be in when you're a heavily running team. You do run with some pace, but once you get up to the line, you audible a couple times. It does take time off the clock, and you need every second here trying to dig away at this 28-point deficit. High snap, fielded by Lounsbury. Going to give it off to Carter Merrill. Finds a nice hole up the middle. Going to fight his way across the 40 down to about the 43-yard line. So that'll bring up a third and manageable with about 2 yards to go.
Yeah, great opening again. We were seeing that so much on the left side, and now again just opening up on that right side there. Good to see Merrill back in the game too after, obviously not a big injury, just probably a little leg cramp that was going on.
Just drink some pickle juice, Carter Merrill. That'll get you right. Third down and short here to go. Pistol set. Merrill about a yard behind Lounsbury. Takes a snap, handing it off to Merrill. Merrill fighting his way forward. He's got the first down. It looks like they're going to mark him past the 45, which was the line to gain. So that'll be a fresh set of downs for the Govs. And Carter Merrill, he's an undersized guy running up there in the hole, but man, when he hits that hole, he hits it hard.
Absolutely, and you don't see him basically run to that A-gap very often, but in that situation, when you just needed 2 yards, you just trust that your offensive lineman is going to get that initial push and just run right behind him.
Carter Merrill standing at 5'11", 175 pounds, and he uses each and every one of those pounds when he lays the shoulder down. Pistol set again, 1st and 10, just on the north side of the 45. Lounsbury takes a snap, now looking to pass all kinds of time. Going to dump it off here near side to Carter Scheffelbein, who's got it across the 50-yard line. He'll be taken down on the play. Nice tackle made there out wide for Dan White of the Gorman Knights. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5 to go.
Yeah, good read by him, too. Again, when you looked at the coverage that OG was in, basically just played a little bit of a zone, it looks like there, and was able to expose that little 5-10-yard out.
Creeping up here on the 4th quarter with under 3 minutes to play in the 3rd. Govs going to have to start airing the ball out here to try to put some offensive points on the board. 2nd and 5. Lounsbury takes a snap, play action fake. Oh, he wanted to hand it off to Merrill, but the ball came loose. It jarred on the handoff attempt, and there's a fight for the football right at the line of scrimmage. O'Gorman thinks they have it. We'll see what the call on the field is. They're going to say that Pierre fell on top of it, and that was never going to work from the start. It looks like Lounsbury wanted to keep on holding that ball and then decided to hand it off to Merrill, but Merrill was gone, and that ball was gone with him. Good for the Govs to hop on top of it, and they even picked up a yard on the play. It's 3rd and 4.
Positives, right? Positives.
Absolutely. Nowhere on the stat sheet will it say that play went for a fumble. It'll just say it was a positive gain of 1. We'll see if they can pick up another positive play here on 3rd down. They're going to hand this one off to Merrill, trying to break some tackles in the backfield. Not going to get away from John Lentz, who makes the tackle. It brings up 4th down. And almost certainly decision time here for Steve Steele. You got to go for this one, right, John Wayne? Or are they going to send out the punting unit?
It's
a tough decision. Ball right at the middle of the field, and
just with the clock going, and then you've got obviously the score the way it is right now. Obviously, probably a place where you wouldn't want to, but obviously he's throwing out the punt team right here anyway, so he made that decision.
And nobody back to return for O'Gorman playing for the fake, but Lounsbury will punt this one. Beautiful punt, going to land at the 21-yard line, take a Governor's bounce across the 20, and come to rest at the 18. So with 1:01 to play in the 3rd quarter, Govs punt this one away. And Gorman here going to try to put another touchdown on the board, get this thing a running clock, and get out of here with their 2nd win of the season. Recapping the season thus far for Gorman, like I said, they're 1-4, but don't look at that record. Look at who they've played. They played Harrisburg close, who's arguably the best team in the state, losing that one 14-0. Lost to a good Sioux Falls Lincoln team 36-19. Lost last week to Sioux Falls Jefferson 34-14. And look, the head coach for O'Gorman was very clear. He said, look, we've got some inexperienced guys, not a lot of seniors, so we're still figuring things out. Looks like they've figured it out for the most part here tonight. Talon Black back into the game at quarterback, bobbles the snap, and now he's going to try to roll out to the right. The ball is still loose, and he's going to fall on it back at the 2-yard line. helter-skelter there from the Gorman offense. And the Govs almost got another generous gift. And so now after the bobbled snap and Talon Black's first snap of the second half goes awry, it's going to be second down and 25 from inside their own 5 in the waning seconds here of the third quarter. So the Govs get the advantage of the negative play there from the Knights. And now Talon Black waiting for the snap in his own end zone. Takes it, looking downfield, wants to pass, firing here near side. Got his man, it's caught. And that'll be a gain of about 12 maybe. Nice play there for Jace Mueller running the out route to push the field up a little bit, and we'll see if the Knights want to just take this thing to the end of the third quarter. I think they're fully content in doing so. So at the end of 3 quarters of play, it's been all O'Gorman. They lead 35-7 here, and they've got the drive going. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with fourth quarter action here from Hollister Field. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7.
Approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
This month in Grossenberg's calendar, it's their Kids Coloring Contest. If your kid is 6 to 12 years old, they can color the page on the calendar and bring it into your local Grossenberg location, where their staff will judge, and your kid could win a $100 gift certificate for John Deere merchandise. See any of their 9 Grossenberg locations and get your kid what they want most, $100 in John Deere merchandise, with their coloring contest only at Grossenberg Implement.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Keeping us up on air, and as we get set for this fourth quarter, John Wayne, it's going to be all about who the Pierre Govs are as a football team, and not necessarily trying to get the win, but see what they can do in the face of adversity here.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what Steele does in this case. Again, obviously the success is probably going to come in the form of the run game, but again, you're going to try to chip away at this lead and start open up the air, passing game a little bit, and see if we can't march down the field. But hopefully get a big stop here, get the ball back, and see what we can do with the win.
And I think we're going to have a hard time giving our player of the game T-shirt to anybody else but Sullivan Schlimgen. He's had 4 touchdowns out of the 5 scored tonight here by the O'Gorman Knights. 2 receiving, 2 rushing, and he's been doing it all on offense and defense here for this O'Gorman Knights team. And the Govs defense looking to try to bow up, get a stop here. They've got 3rd and 13, and they've got the O'Gorman Knights in an uncomfortable position. O'Gorman hasn't really been able to pick up any huge plays on these 3rd down and long situations. We obviously know about the big plays that they've had tonight, but the Govs have been doing a good job on these 3rd and long, 4th and long situations, keeping everything in front of them. We'll see if they can do it again here. 3rd and 13, defense chance getting going here. Underneath us at Hollister Field, Talon Black going to take the snap, pressure, now escapes the sack, and now rolling out to his right, firing upfield, and it's batted away, and a beautiful play made by Tyson Polston. And the intended receiver, Dawson Bauer, was draped by Tyson Polston, and a great job defensively there for the Govs to get off the field. And they'll get the ball back as George Stalley and Sonnenschein Scheffelbein head back to return the punt here, as the Govs likely will get it inside Knight territory.
Yeah, great job by Bucci, first of all, putting pressure on the quarterback. And Polson, actually, I think stepping in for Schaefer this week, did a great job on coverage.
Punt is a high snap, fielded nicely there, but going to be booted away and take a Knights bounce up to the 45-yard line. That's where it'll be downed. The Govs will start with a mountain to climb, but we've seen crazier things happen. Plenty of time left in this game. Get a quick score, get a quick stop on defense, and you're right back in this thing, John Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, again, when you start looking at, I would say O'Gorman's had really big success with Schlimgen, but again, with when they kind of get out of that package, they've had some, no pun intended, they had some fumbles. And so when you look at it, again, I don't think it's anything short of us, making something happen here in a quick order.
And Caleb Lounsbury's been very good throwing the ball on the move tonight. His offensive line has given him plenty of time in the pocket, but Lounsbury's such a mobile guy, almost itches to get outside that pocket. Going to take the shotgun snap here. Going to break one tackle as he tries to get out to the left side across the 40, breaking another tackle, and he's finally wrapped up by Bauer. And that'll be a gain of 8. So a nice start to this drive as the Govs look to push things with a little bit of urgency here in the final quarter of this ball game.
Yeah, great downfield blocking, too, by our receivers and guys on the outside just to give just enough of a seam to get some positive yards out of that.
So Lounsbury looking over to the sideline, gets the signals. He's got 2 receivers split off to his right side. He's got a tight end with his hand in the dirt to his left, as well as Carter Scheffelbein lined up in that outside wide receiver position. Lounsbury takes a quick snap down around his knees, firing over the top of the middle of the field, and almost had his man, Aiden Beam, on a little post route. Throw was a little bit out in front of Aiden Beam. Dove out, tried to make a beautiful play, but that'll bring up 3rd and short.
And he's finding the pockets now, which I like. I mean, he's reading that zone defense that OG's throwing at him, and he's finding those tiny little openings. Just, either one, throwing the ball just with a little too much juice on it, or just not allowing their receivers to really get out into that pocket and make those completions.
And some of these passes just feels like circle fits the square. The pass is there, but the reception's not, or the receiver's there, the pass is a little bit out in front. They're just trying to find their rhythm. That's all. Lounsbury back under center. Carter Merrill, the lone setback. You're going to give it to Merrill, try to pick up this first down. He's got it as he falls forward to the 31-yard line, so that'll move the chains for the Govs. 1st and 10 coming. And leaning on Carter Merrill again. Man, has he been working hard tonight.
Yeah, kid runs with a purpose. We've seen the same thing with Rounds when he's been in there, and just those two alone are just pretty fundamentally sound. Have taken some big gains here this year.
So now Ducheno going to step in here for Carter Merrill while he gets a breather. Lounsbury takes the snap, looking downfield, going to fire to his right side. Got his man complete, close to the first down. Trevor Rounds, the receiving end of that pass. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 2.5 yards to go. So Lounsbury doing a nice job looking downfield, waiting patiently for Trevor Rounds to get open. They complete the pass. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, that's a name we haven't seen on the field, I don't think, all year, is Keo Ducheno. And so, again, good to see him in there making some plays and getting to be a part of this offense.
Ducheno was so excited to get in that game and get that snap. He was about leaning forward, almost fell down before the snap of that. Luckily, Caleb Lounsbury got it off in time. And Ducheno ran a really nice route over the middle. He was open, but Lounsbury decided to go to Rounds instead. Going to be a design quarterback keeper up the middle of the gut, and that'll be a gain of about 7 and enough to move the chains. So good blocking up front for Caleb Lounsbury, and the Govs on the move again.
Yeah, and I like where he ran that ball that time. First couple runs he's been making, he's kind of standing tall and standing straight, and he's been taking some licks from Schlimgen there. He just put the head down and got his 4 or 5 yards.
Lounsbury waiting patiently here to get the call in. Under 10 minutes to play here in this ball game. Lounsbury gets the signals. He stands all alone in the backfield. He's got 2 receivers split out to his left. Carter Scheffelbein off to his right. Brings Scheffelbein in motion. They're going to run the little pop pass jet sweep to Scheffelbein. He makes a couple man miss across the 10. And he's going to get down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal coming for the Govs on another positive play. And there's that rhythm that we were talking about, John Wayne, getting it pulled together here on this drive.
Yeah, either way, again, whether the outcome of this game goes away or not, again, these are things that the team and Coach Steele obviously got to be kind of hanging their hat on and looking forward to over the next couple of games.
So again, same setup, ball on the left hash, just inside the 5-yard line. Caleb Lounsbury surveys the defense, got 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. And he's going to take it the whole way, snap to him. He's trying to get to the outside, and he's going to walk it in for the Governor touchdown. Caleb Lounsbury with a 5-yard scamper, good blocking out wide from his receiver, Carter Scheffelbein. And that'll be the 2nd Govs touchdown of the game. So Caleb Lounsbury with the 5-yard scamper cuts into this lead a little bit. Fans love that one. I know John Wayne loved that one, seeing Caleb Lounsbury use that speed to get to the edge. And now Carter Templeton will try it out to attempt the extra point, make this a 35-14 ball game. Templeton is set. Lounsbury with both hands out low, snap, fielded cleanly, low, whirling kick, finds its way through, and it's good. And it's 35-14 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Govs trail, but they score and have a little bit of momentum here. So we'll see if they can capitalize on that. So they did what they said they needed to do. Quick score on offense. Now we'll see if they can get the stop on defense. And would you imagine maybe possibly an onside kick here? I mean, it's still early in the 4th quarter. You don't want to give away your best onside kick play when you're chilling like this. Maybe wanted a little bit closer of a match, but interested to see what Steve Steele decides to draw up here on special teams.
Yeah, and for the most part, kind of look at the years past. We've never really attempted too many of an onside kicks. It's always generally been some form of squib kick, and try to use your burners basically on the outside to maybe get down and cover that ball before any of the OG players do. So I'm going to guess it probably won't be something deep in this case and something more that maybe just happens to get jarred loose and see if we can't get down and cover it.
So Carter Templeton trots down from knocking that that extra point kick through, and he gets set up to boot this one away here. He's set at the 34-yard line, trots up, boots it away from the 40, end-over-end kick, drawing Mebius back to the 4-yard line, makes a nice catch there, and he brings it across the 15. Now he's trying to find a little bit of lane up the middle. Nice coverage there, and the tackle is made for the Govs. It looks like Rowdy Menning in on the tackle for Pierre there, and the Knights will start their drive from their own 24-yard line. So everything right in front of the Govs here. They're obviously playing from behind, but they've got all 3 timeouts. They just got back on the board there and looking for a big stop here on defense. Got to take Sullivan Schlimgen out of the equation if you're the Governors defense. Talon Black back in to play quarterback here for the Knights. He gets set up with Gavin Hamrick off to his right side, and now they're going to condense things here, consolidate this offense, run a little bit of a stack set off to the right. Black takes the snap, looking play action fake, throwing it out to the right for Schlimgen. He's wide open across the 30, stiff arms a man, breaking off a tackle, and now a flag comes in here late. He's going to be driven back behind the 35. They're going to mark him down at the 34-yard line. And a good couple tacklers in there for the Govs, one of which Kellen Hansen making the play. Host of other guys there, Carson Stoser over there as well, and we'll check the marker on the field. Not really sure what this could be.
Not me either. It's in a weird situation.
Very weird spot on the field from where that play occurred. And so they're pointing at the spot, and it's going to be
I was wondering.
So they're going to call what you would normally hear on an NFL broadcast or a college broadcast, unnecessary roughness, making contact to the head or neck area of the offensive player. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that's just one of those things that you can't really avoid as a tackler. You're trying to take down a big player in Sullivan Schlimgen. You're doing everything you can to try to get some leverage on him. Just so happens the helmet makes contact. So you can't blame the Govs defense on there. Schlimgen back still in that offset wing formation. Talon Black in the shotgun. Takes the snap, play action fake, wanted to throw. Now he's going to pull it down and run, trying to make a man miss, and he's going to be wrapped up and run out of bounds. And now an extra penalty flag coming in as he was hit late. And he goes crashing into the near side bench. And I don't know if that was frustration or what from Jacob O'Neill for the Govs, but he hit him a little bit too late out of bounds. And that's going to be another unnecessary roughness penalty against the Govs. And will award the Gorman Knights another first down.
Yeah, flag's a flag, but, obviously, again, just I think more of a continuation of the play on that case and where those OG runners are running. And you've got to make sure that we're taking them down at that point of contact, and just obviously took it a little too far out of bounds.
And I want to clarify, that was not Jacob O'Neill. He was around the tackler, but Patrick LaRogue called for the late hit out of bounds, so just wanted to clear O'Neill's name there for him so he doesn't get in trouble when he gets home. But nonetheless, that moves the ball inside Govs territory down to the 32-yard line. Ball set up on the right hash. Talon Black in the shotgun after these two generous calls here. Put O'Gorman in Gov territory. Rolling out, another flag thrown, and possibly going to go the Govs' way here with a potential holding. The pass goes incomplete as he was looking for Jace Mueller again. Jace Mueller not in the starting lineup tonight, but has plenty of snaps and gotten a lot of action here. But that'll be wiped out. The holding penalty will go against O'Gorman, and that'll move him back to, it looks like, about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, just look at Babcock coming in again, just on a little bit of a blitz there, and just a little bit too much for the offensive lineman to handle there.
And a good job there by Jacob O'Neill kind of shutting that play down as Talon Black was rolling out to his right. O'Neill was there to kind of slow things down for the Govs. So now 1st and 20 from the Govs 42 for the Knights. Talon Black in the shotgun, little floating snap as he fields it. Now he's got all kinds of space to run up the middle, and he's going to get across the 35 down to the 31-yard line. So they pick up all the penalty yardage back. And now Talon Black took a big shot on that play. He is slow to get up and a little bit wobbly. And he's going to have to head to the sideline. I can't imagine that Joe Jacobson, our white hat official here, is going to allow him to continue play after that big shot. Delivering the blow there, Max Hunsley for the Govs. Now Talon Black will head to the sideline, as wisely by Joe Jacobson said, you need to go get looked at there for a moment. So after the 11-yard gain, it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Knights. We'll see if they go back to Schlimgen as the premier quarterback in the Wildcat set. That is what they will do. That's kind of a luxury that this team has. If Talon Black has to go out of the game for whatever reason, you can go back to this Wildcat set. Schlimgen takes a snap, hands it off to Meebus, trying to get to the outside, giving chases Carson Stoser, and he wraps him up, makes a beautiful open field tackle right at the 30-yard line. And Carson Stoser doing a great job one-on-one there with Logan Meebus, and he makes the play.
Yeah, we talk about OG speed basically all night, but again, we've got some guys on our team that got a little bit of speed to them as well, and Stoser's one of those kids. And just matching his footwork, step by step, cutting back, and being able to secure that tackle.
So big 3rd down coming here, and Carson Stoser, it's one thing to have the speed to get out there in the open field, but it's another thing to make the tackle too, and he did both of them. So a fantastic play there from Stoser, the 6'1 senior out on the outside. Big 3rd down coming here, 8 yards to go for the Knights. Still Schlimgen in the backfield, the lone man back there, takes the Wildcat snap, trying to run it out to the left side, looking for some space as he lowers his shoulder, dives near the 1st down marker, and we'll see where they spot him. And it looks like they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, so that'll bring up a 4th and 3, and a massive play coming here for the Govs defense. If they could get off the field here, turn the ball over on downs with no points to go, and that would be a huge, huge momentum swing here as they trail, desperately needing points here with 6:39 to play in the 4th quarter. And I would have to imagine what's been working all night for the Knights, they'll go back to with Sullivan Schlimgen, their premier back. 4th and 3 to go. Ball at the Govs 25, desperately needing a stop, loading up the box. Schlimgen calls for the snap, taking it off to the left side. He's got enough for the 1st down, breaking tackles across the 20, down to the 15-yard line. And now some extracurriculars coming, and it's going to draw a flag. And I believe that'll go against the Govs. Maybe a little bit of frustration boiling over here for the Pierre defense. And just a little bit of extra shoving after that play, and 2 flags came in. The ref saw it right away. And it looks like one of those players... Here, we'll wait for the call.
24 of the offense. Personal foul, unnecessary offense, 0 of the defense. Those penalties offset. Result of the play, 1st down.
So it'll be offsetting penalties. Both guys, Gavin Hamrick for the Knights and Carson Stoser for the Govs, tagged with those. And, 2 guys just playing hard. And if I'm Steve Steele, that's what I want to see out of my team. Is it wasn't anything dirty, just playing after the whistle.
And I'm guessing those two have been battling all night out there as well. Yeah. So it's probably just, stemming from a lot of situations happening at the field.
So it'll set up 1st and 10 here from the 15. And it was Schlimgen who thought about throwing it, pulls it down, runs it ahead for 5 yards down to the 10-yard line. So Schlimgen wanting to throw there, but thought better of it. Said, I can just do a little bit more with my legs. So picks up 5, brings up 2nd down and 5 as we creep up on 6 minutes to play here in the ballgame. Talon Black still on the sidelines, getting some attention from the medical team after taking a big hit earlier on in this drive. It's been Schlimgen ever since then. Takes a floating snap, wants to pass again. Now he's going to run, and he's going to break a couple tackles. Now trying to get out to the left side, but good gang tackling coming to the rescue there for the Govs. And a nice play made by Jacob O'Neill to stop the advance of Sullivan Schlimgen and wait for his teammates to come in and clean that tackle up. So now 3rd and 5 coming from inside the 10-yard line, and the Govs needing a stop.
Yeah, not many guys have been able to bring him down with 1 or 2 hands, and O'Neill just did a great job of, he's just tagging onto his jersey and he's hanging on and just waiting for those defenders to come in and fill up.
Just grab on, hang on for dear life, wait for other black jerseys to get home. 3rd and 5. Govs loading up the box. No receiver split out. Schlimgen takes the snap, hands it off to Meebus, trying to get to the outside, cuts it back up the middle, almost to the goal line. He'll be taken down at the 1. And that'll set up 1st and goal for the Knights inside the shadow of the goal line. And now an injured Knight is down on the field. And he's grasping at his left knee. It looks like Rip Simmonsma down for the Knights. We'll step away while they check on Rip. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this break on River 92.7.
Welcome back to the
It can be
Milwaukee
a struggle.
Federal
Where to
Credit
spend your
Union
money?
Press Box.
Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Xander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Xander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Against the Knights early on in the first half, but we're starting to see it muddied up here with some penalties here on the back end.
Yeah, just a little bit of frustration. I think, again, just you start looking at, the deal with the Stosher over there. And again, we talked about how that's probably been an ongoing battle basically throughout the whole game and stuff. But you just kind of hate to see it end this way. Again, we start looking at, there's been a bunch of positives, I think, for both teams. And I think both coaches would just probably left it the way it's been playing.
So it'll set up first and goal here for the Knights. Sullivan Schlimgen in the backfield as the Wildcat back got Mebius off to his left, going to take the snap, hand it off to Mebius up the middle, and he runs right into a brick wall of black jerseys. He got about as close to the goal line as you could get without breaking the plane. And a beautiful play there from the Govs. In on the tackle, Kellen Hansen. It's like Elijah Bucci was there to deliver the initial hit as well. That'll bring up second down. That ball is literally sitting right on the goal line.
I don't know how you didn't get in, but, great stop by our defense there. But, it was close.
We'll see if they can do it again. About the length of a blade of grass to get in. They're going to hand this one off to Mebius on the jet sweep, and he's going to walk in untouched, only about 6 inches to go. And that'll increase the lead to 41-14 here for the Knights with 4:02 to play. And as they're well on their way to their second win on the season. And the Govs reeling a little bit, trying to look for some clarity here as it's looking ever likely, barring a miracle, that they're going to drop to 2-4 on the year and make this a 4-game losing streak. Lawrence Hillman on to attempt the extra point here for the Knights. That drive went 76 yards and took about 5 minutes off the clock there from Gorman. Snap is on the way. Kick is up. Mebius in to hold for the Knights, and the kick is good, and it's 42-14. And so, John Wayne, let's go into the coach's head a little bit. You're Steve Steele. We'll get to talk to him after the game when he comes up to join me in our post-game show. But what does your message kind of consist of to your team? You're finding yourselves in unfamiliar territory. There's so much expectations around this program, and it's really unfair to put those expectations on the following year's team, but that's just how things go. People expecting wins from this Govs team, not exactly putting the season together that they had hoped thus far, but there's plenty of time left in the season. What is your message to your team if you're Steve Steele?
I mean, when you start looking at the way that this season could still develop, I mean, their ultimate goal is just get to the playoffs. And so no matter how many wins and losses you have, again, it just all matters how you play during those playoff games. So any positives you can take, from this week, which to me, I think there's been a lot of positives going against a pretty decent AAA school.
Absolutely.
Some things that you can really hang your hat on. And again, when you're facing a team like Watertown, you're facing a team like Brookings that have given us losses this year, I think these are some things that we can build on and possibly knock some of those teams off and eventually make that trip back in. So trust the process is what it's got to come down to.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is, Governors faithful, not really used to having losses like this, but it's, yes, you're in unfamiliar territory, but the whole season is right there at your hands. This thing is, it's not like the sky is falling or anything like that. Plenty of time to get things figured out for the Govs. And, a bunch of injuries that the Govs are dealing with as well. Kick is away for the Knights. High end over end kick. Looks like Stolly going to be taking this one back for the Govs, trying to bring it near side across the 25, taken down at the 27-yard line. So that's where the Govs will start with under 4 minutes to play here in the ball game. And we'll see if some substitutions might be made. Some possible younger guys coming in to get some opportunities to play. Some new numbers headed out there. So that looks like what Steve Steele is doing. So he lines up in the quarterback position here for the Govs. Looks like
Porter Hunsley. We're going to first look at him back there. Yep.
So some big substitutions to be made here on both sides of the football. We'll bring you new names as they come. Hunsley alone in the backfield. Got two receivers split out to the right. High snap fielded by Hunsley. Now finds a little bit of space off to the right. Flag comes in back in the backfield, but he's going to take it up to the 39-yard line. And it's in the area of holding. We'll see if that is the call. That is the signal from Joe Jacobson. So that'll move it back after a nice positive pickup on 1st down and 10. It'll set up 1st down and 20 for the Govs. And moving forward in this season, we talked about injuries on both sides, but these snaps right here are critically important for both sides to be able to get some of these younger guys live reps, live snaps. That way, if, you God forbid, have somebody go down with an injury later on in the season, you've got guys prepared from these snaps right here.
Yeah, and then we go back to the beginning of the game where we talked about how much, maybe inexperience both teams have had all year because these guys didn't see the field very much in the years past. Any of these opportunities, whether you're winning a game or losing a game, is just going to give them that much more confidence when they get a chance to step on the field.
So Hunsley will stand alone in the backfield. He's got George Rapp out to his right side. Will Danberg set off to his left as the lone receiver here on the near side. Hunsley takes the snap, looking downfield, waiting for a hole to open up, going to take it off to the near side, left side of that offensive line as he's taken down at the 23-yard line. Will be a gain of about 5 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd and about 15. Ball here on the near side, left hash. Same setup, Hunsley alone in the backfield. See if Steve Steele lets him air it out a little bit here on 2nd down and 15. Hunsley claps his hands, takes a snap, has a little bit of a hole that closed down very quickly here on the near side. Nice tackle made by Samuel Donahoe. And that'll bring up 3rd down and a long 12.
I'm kind of hoping we get to see a little bit of air game from him. He's got a pretty ball. If you get a chance to watch him during his his little pre-game snaps and stuff, he can throw a good ball. He's having really good success. Obviously playing defense for us right now, but as far as JV or games go and stuff as a quarterback, very successful.
And we'll get to see the lefty air it out here. At least we thought we were going to break away from a blitzing night, and now he's going to go down at the 11-yard line. A host of white jerseys back there in the backfield, one of which being back there Carl Benz for the Gorman Knights, as well as Grant Roth back there making the sack. So that'll bring up 4th and forever, and that'll send out the punt team for the Govs. And likely we'll see victory formation coming for the O'Gorman Knights here once they get the ball back as we creep under 2 minutes to play. Lounsbury standing in his own end zone, back to boot this one away for Pierre. Takes the easy snap. Nice spiraling kick. Going to send the return man back to the 44-yard line. He's going to make it. Makes a couple men miss. Now he's across the 45, and he breaks loose across the 30. He's down trying to get to the outside across the 15. Run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A beautiful return there from the Knights. It was Isaac Myers on the return for O'Gorman. And so now we'll see what Papago wants to do, getting much better field position than I think he anticipated. And with 1:36 to play here in the ball game, I think the right thing to do for Papago would just be to put the knee down in victory formation. Don't want to rub any salt into the wound. We'll see what they decide to go with here. 3 backs in the backfield. First down and 10 from the 10-yard line. They're going to run this one up the middle, and carrying it forward for the Knights looks like Zach Erickson. That'll be a gain of 3, so a little bit surprised here, John Wayne, are you, to see them running their offense? Maybe just wanting to get some of their younger guys some snaps.
Yeah, I'm guessing they probably got their second string in there. So, again, just give them a chance to run 1 or 2 plays here and just finish up the game. I don't think necessarily looking to really, stuff anything in the end zone, but just give them a chance to run a couple plays.
Holden Height back there taking snaps for the Knights. Going to run this one off to the right side. Going to be gang tackled around the 5-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and a couple more to go. Colton Babcock in on the tackle for the Govs. And now under a minute to play here in the ball game. Knights going to get out of here with the win as it stands 42-14. Gorman leads. Perfectly content letting this clock run down under their necessary play clock and looking at what could possibly be the final play of the game here. O'Gorman lines up 2 receivers off to the right. Going to give this one off coming here near side. And a nice tackle made by Jacob O'Neill. And that will likely be our final play of the ball game unless O'Gorman wants to push the envelope here a little bit. Gov sideline starting to head back towards the locker room, as are the Knights. And that will do it here from Hollister Field. So the final score at our Gales Gas Service scoreboard sees the Govs go down to the O'Gorman Knights 42-14. We'll be back with our post-game show presented by Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll recap this game. We'll bring you some scores from around the state, talk to head coach Steve Steele, and we'll look ahead at the rest of the season. This has been Pierre Governor Football and River 92.7. We'll be back after this 2-minute break.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs. Call Family Dental at 224-7774 today.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Final here from Hollister Field as the O'Gorman Knights come on the road, get their second victory of the season. They win this one 42-14 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. As we welcome you into our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. And we've got a lot coming for you. Steve Steele making his way up to our press box after talking to his team. We'll hear a little bit from him about what he thought about his team's performance and how they can get better as they move ahead here in this season. Recapping some of the scoring, the biggest player of the night in our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game will be Sullivan Schlimgen. We'll get to some of his play here in a little bit, but first we're going to bring you our big play of the game, which is always. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our friends at Hermanson Endodontics.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
And tonight's Hermanson Endodontics big. Only a couple seconds left in the first half when things still looked very doable for the Pierre Governors as Caleb Lounsbury threw a beautiful ball to find George Stalley in the waning seconds of the second quarter. Was an 8-yard touchdown reception. The PAT was good, and that would make it 21-7 heading into the half. All things looked like they were coming back together, but Sullivan Schlimgen was too much for the Pierre Governor defense. Recapping the scoring for you, it was all Gorman to start. They scored 14 in the first quarter with Schlimgen's 55-yard touchdown run and then a 12-yard reception for a touchdown for Schlimgen as well. They again scored in the second quarter early on with Schlimgen doing that 70-yard touchdown reception after the 7-minute drive from the Govs came up empty on the missed field goal. But then, of course, George Stalley catching that pass from Caleb Lounsbury to close out the first half, making it 21-7 at halftime. But it was all O'Gorman in the second half, scoring 14 points in the third quarter. It was Schlimgen again with the 80-yard touchdown run, and then Alex Carlson with the 6-yard touchdown run with 4:27 to play in the third quarter. Tied it up scoring-wise in the fourth quarter, that is, as both teams scored 7 points. Lounsbury with the 5-yard touchdown run here to our left, so he was able to find the edge. And then Mebius with the 1-yard touchdown run, and we call that a 1-yard touchdown, where it was more like a 6-inch touchdown run as that ball was hanging on the paint of the goal line after the Jacob O'Neill big hit to force second down and goal. That's the scoring recap. We're going to come take a quick 2-minute break. We'll be right back with our player of the game. We'll look ahead at the rest of the regular season for the Pierre Governors, and we'll hear from head coach Steve Steele. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Recap Postgame Show on River 92.7.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as a basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 an hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 3. That's 833-605-5483, extension 3, and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building, the garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
This is Coach Scott Nye from your Pierre Governors and the team at Ranky Gray Wealth Management, where we focus on coaching something just as important, your finances. Everyone needs guidance through life's key financial decisions and challenges, not to mention the opportunity to feel confident that their retirement strategy will help them pursue the lifestyle they've dreamed about. As you're looking for the right team to assist you, we're right up the street and ready to provide you the help that can make all the difference. Contact our Pierre office today by visiting rankygray.com.
And we welcome you back into the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. And we're joined by head coach of the Pierre Governors, Coach Steve Steele. And, Coach, tough loss for the guys tonight, but we talked about it going in. This Gorman team, while they did sit with only one win on the season, had played some of the toughest opponents in the state, and we saw how good this team truly was tonight. Just get your thoughts on the game tonight from your guys.
Yeah, again, we obviously try and focus on and just finding ways to improve. And, I think we learned a lot on offense today. I think we did a lot of good things. We moved the ball. We had one bad play per drive that kind of got us behind the sticks and then got us off the field. And defensively, number 2 is a heck of a football player.
Absolutely.
He took it to us running the ball today, and it was a heck of a defensive player too. But, big play got us today.
Sullivan Schlimgen over there for Gorman, possibly one of the best players in the state. And, it takes 3 or 4 guys just to even bring him down. But, he played a great game. But you guys continued to fight. And it was really great to see there, down 21-0, going into half. You really wanted to get some points on the board, and you did so with only 5 seconds left remaining in the first half. That just speaks to the fight that your team has.
Yeah, and I think that gave us a shot. Obviously, if we wanted to make a game of it in the second half, we had to get that one. We had the ball coming out of half, so that was part of the plan. We had to do that to show that we had the fight in us, and just weren't able to get that done in the second half.
It's really unfair to compare teams of years past to teams currently here in this year, but uncharted territory for this Govs program. But the thing that I don't think a lot of folks in Governor Faithful understand, the whole season's right there at your hands, and you've still got plenty of regular season to figure things out along the way. So what's your message to Govs Faithful?
Yeah, that's the same thing we talked as a team out there. We've got 3 more games to continue to improve. And again, I think we had some things that we saw today that I think we learned some good stuff about our team today. And I think, we, obviously with some of the injuries, we've got some new people and new places that were out there in some different spots. And I think those looked okay. So I think, another week, hopefully we can get better, get healthier, but at the same time, just get a little sharper. And, we said 3 more weeks. We got to pick up a few more wins to hopefully give us a little bit better path in the playoffs. But ultimately, we've just got to improve for those last ones.
We said it on the broadcast. If there's one thing that you don't do, Coach, it's panic. And we know you're not going to panic here on the outside of the rest of the regular season. I know you guys were trailing there late in the fourth quarter, but it's got to be good to get some of those younger guys in, get them live snaps, because like you said, injuries can happen, and they have happened to this team. How important it is for you guys to get those guys some live reps?
It's crucial. Again, we've got guys that would have been in that situation last week that got some live reps at the end of the game, and then all of a sudden they're starting this week. So, it just speaks to that next man up mentality. We've got to have guys ready to go because at a moment's notice, anything can happen.
Much cleaner game from your guys tonight. Wasn't the flag fest we saw from Yankton. Looks like you guys kind of just cleaned some things up there. Got a little bit chippy towards the end, but you got to be pleased with, not drawing so many penalties like it was last week.
Yeah, I think that in many ways there was a lot of improvements from last week, but we just offensively, we've got to put a whole be able to put whole drives together, not get one play that puts us behind the sticks and gets us off the field. And then again, defensively, with number 2 back there, they were able to kind of drive and just pound with him. I don't know how many carries he had. It felt like too many, but once you get the other guys in there, I felt like we did a good job when he wasn't at quarterback.
Caleb Lounsbury showed some great movement and throwing on the run tonight. Can you talk a little bit about how he's been able to kind of ease back into that starting role this week?
Yeah, and I think the crucial part for him was, he made a lot of really good decisions. He made a lot of really good throws, and he took care of the football. I know we had a little fumble there in the beginning with really just bum rush pressure right up the middle. But really after that moment, he did a great job taking care of the football. He did a good job delivering the football and giving our guys opportunities to make plays.
And one guy that really impressed us tonight was Carter Merrill. That kid runs hard at 175 pounds. Can you talk a little bit about the fight that he plays with?
Yeah, he's just a kid that as the season's gone on, he's just kind of earned his way onto the field. And, again, obviously with injury to Cooper, we were kind of looking for some different looks, and, we were able to get him back there, and he just had a heck of a game. And, everything that we know we could do and hope he can do and hopefully can continue to do.
And off of that, too, your offensive line played a fantastic game. Gave Caleb Lounsbury a lot of time to sit back there and throw, but also opened up some holes. How can you guys build off of that from your play in the trenches tonight?
Yeah, it's a step forward, I think, in the game. In the trenches, we had a 100-yard rusher for the first time. We had more rushing yards than we've had, I think, in the season so far. So, step forward. Again, we've got to be able to put a whole drive together, and not just have 7 good plays with a bad one. We've got to be able to go 8 for 8. But, again, it's getting closer.
Busiest man in all of Pierre, head coach Steve Steele. Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes as we're going to name our Hermanson, or we already did the Hermanson Antidontics Player of the Game. We're going to name our Cowboy Country Stores Player of the Game after this short 2-minute break. That was head coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors. We'll be back with a little bit more of our post-game show presented by Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll be back in 2 minutes on River 92.7.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward. making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. And all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Big thanks to head coach Steve Steele for spending some time with us after that game. As we look ahead next week, they go on the road to the Pierre Govs to take on Sturgis Brown. That kickoff is set for 6 o'clock. As we look ahead for that schedule, they've got Spearfish to follow, and then they're on the road at Douglas. So Pierre Govs looking to find some wins here on the outset of the season. Before we go any further, we've got to name our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game. Or we let you know who that was. I think you guys might have an inkling who that might be. Let's hear a word from our friends at Cowboy Country Stores.
Howdy, partners. Did you know that you can save up to 30 cents on a gallon of gas instantly when you use the Sinclair DinoPay app at all Cowboy Country Store locations? It's true, and it's fast, secure, and simple to use. Just go to your app store and download the green DinoPay app, follow the prompts, and save big money at the pump today.
Convenience from the country, Cowboy Country Stores.
And our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game goes to the Gorman Knights, Sullivan Schlimgin. He had a 55-yard touchdown run and a 12-yard touchdown receiving catch in the first quarter. He also added on a 70-yard touchdown reception in the second quarter, and he added another 80-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. He is our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game and a proud new owner of this beautiful River 92.7 Cowboy Country Stores player of the game t-shirt. Big thanks to our video sponsors at Bauman Lumber for sponsoring tonight's game. Big thanks to William Wilson back in the studio. One final look at our Gales Gas Service scoreboard reads Gorman 42, Pierre 14. For John Wayne Calda, for Mr. Jordan Lutmer doing all the great camera work, for William Wilson back in the studio, for my partner in crime, John Wayne Calda, and my spotter, Bob O'Mara, I'm Justin Cowart, thanking you for listening to tonight's broadcast of Pierre Governor Football. We'll be back tomorrow with Pierre Governor Volleyball taking on Brandon Valley. You can hear it all on River 92.7 and watch it live at drgnews.com. Have a great weekend, everybody.
This presentation of Pierre Governor Athletics was proudly presented by Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, Ranky Gray Wealth Management, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Dakota Mart, Access Health, May Adam, TMA, Avera Health, Graham Tire, Slumberland Furniture and Pier, American Bank and Trust, Pier Regional Airport, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Ramkota Hotel, Xander Auto Parts, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Bauman Lumber, Wegner Auto, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. DRG Media Group thanks you for listening to this broadcast of Pierre Governor Athletics.
When I was your man,